All right.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's up? Hope all is well. Woo! How you doing over there? I heard boat weekend. I heard that people are not allowed to come back to Chicago after Black Yacht Weekend. I heard that first of all, many people weren't on a yacht. It was little canoes and little boats. Uh, I also heard that the price gouging was insane.
Really?
Heard that traffic was insane. Uh,
Oh,
talked about the food. Talked about Chicago's food. I was like, oh, that's where you draw the line at. That's where you draw the line at. Don't
oh,
come
but
mess up. Don't come mess up summertime shy,
right. I'm
and
so
don't
glad
come mess up the food, huh?
I didn't go out. I didn't want to be bothered. It was so hot,
So hot.
and it was real hot. And it's hot today. So
I
I
heard
didn't.
it's hot. I heard it's hot.
Huh? Yeah,
I
it's
heard it's
real
hot
hot.
today.
So I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. So I stayed in the house. So yeah, they probably
Yeah.
were
There
acting.
was a girl who there's a me and her friend, me and her mom are actually friends on Facebook, but there was a young woman who passed away on a boat. Her name was Zahiri Walls.
Hmm.
Um, so there's a heavy
Yeah.
heart. They share the news of the passing of our beloved daughter, Zahiri Walls, on June 21st, 2025. She was a cherished part of our lives and significant influence in the health and beauty, art, culture, and business community. The pain of her loss is profoundly felt by all who knew her. We are grateful for the outpouring of love and support during this difficult time. As we navigate our grief and make arrangements to honor her memory, we kindly ask for privacy. With love, Mom Kizzy Wells Dixon, stepmom Sherry Sanders, dad Mark Wall, stepdad Dixon, and sister Tia Lonier. She was so pretty too.
Hmm.
Yes, so sad
It
to
was
see that.
it was a man. I told you he was in critical condition.
Yeah, it says about three. It says three
Three,
people.
three people.
Three
Yeah.
people. Yeah, they didn't put. They don't have any information out. I haven't seen on the guy yet or the other person. The only person is her. So
Hmm.
far, so that's which is that's like kind of fast because usually it takes a minute, you know.
Yeah.
So her friends was, they was on it. They called whoever they had to call ASAP, and they was able, I guess, to get the body. So
Hmm.
so yeah, that was upsetting to see. But yeah, but other than that, they say boat weekend was weird. But I was trying to explain to people that, see, it's two different weekends. See, it's the Black Scene weekend that's coming up. See, that's the one that's a little bit. That's the one that I would attend, and anybody else should attend that one. That wants that type of that boat, experience on Lake
Hmm.
Michigan. Black Scene's a little bit more organized. The people who put it together, they have a little bit more things to lose. They have, and also uh, boat yacht weekend. That is the sometimes the pros and the cons. That's the cons of going viral, because that weekend went viral, and that weekend's not ready to be. It just started. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
it just started. So yeah, but and they weren't ready for the security. They weren't ready for the overhead. They weren't ready either. So um, while it was sounded like a great thing, especially on Juneteenth weekend, because I think that's what they were trying to like push it from.
Mm.
It's a lot. It's been a lot of like cons when
Mm.
it came to it. So that. All right, let's get into on the 20 on Saturday. I received an email saying that the city and the state to close Hyde Park shelter within 6 months.
Mm. Yes.
Uh, yeah. So June 20th, 2025, it says city and state officials are moving to close Hyde Park's homeless shelter in the next 3 months after protests from neighbors. Local state senator Robert Peters, Democrat, 13th district, announced closure Friday afternoon in an email to constituents. As
Mm.
of 3:15 p.m. today, me and my office staff were informed by the Illinois Department of Human Services and officials from the city of Chicago that the shelter would be closing down operations. The June 20th email reads there is a 3 to 6 month timeline projected for the shelter operations to be completed. Peter said that his office was assured that the shelter residents will be moved to new facilities. He also promised to release an official statement and more specifics on the timeline soon. Officials from IDHS and the city of Chicago could not be reached for comment. As of press time, the story will be updated. The shelter is a former Best Western hotel located at 4900 South DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Currently houses more than 400 men, women, and children. It was repurposed for use as a shelter by the state last June as part of the state's effort to shore up temporary housing for the influx of migrants in the Chicago area. It was the second temporary migrant shelter in the neighborhood. The city opened the first shelter in the neighborhood 9 months prior to the adjacent Lakeshore Hotel, 4900B South DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Both shelters were part of an ad hoc network of more than 2 dozen temporary shelters set up by the city and state since August 2020, when Texas Governor Abbott began busing thousands of migrants in sanctuary cities in protest of the federal immigration policies. I love how they try to make it like he's this bad person for doing that.
Right.
Like they're not a sanctuary. Like the state of Houston is not a sanctuary state.
And and why would I, if I'm not listen, uh if I'm looking out for my constituents, and you all are lying about the border even being open, and millions are coming over here. Will you think I'm just gonna keep allow my state to just deal with all these millions of invasion, and while you all not doing anything and lying about it? No, I'm gonna shine the light on it. If I was Abbott, I would have started busting them to their homes. That's why. What I would have did.
Yeah,
So yeah, I would have started busting it to Biden home, Kamala home, all them Maxine Water home, all them, all they homes.
all their homes. Like yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's what
it
you.
drove. Like it would have been all
Y'all,
night long, all
yeah,
night,
the media would have had to cover it because
all night long, all night.
you had the line media talking about the borders closed, nothing to see here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, more
So
than 51,000 migrants, most of whom are Venezuelan. So a whole country. You brought a whole country over here, Biden. You just let them in, and they came specifically to Chicago because CTU had already been over to Venezuela 2018. They had all this stuff planned.
yeah, they had all this fun.
Yeah. So the city closed the Lakeshore Hotel shelter in October 2024, but planned to make the Best Western shelter permanent. A joint effort between the city and state repurposed the Best Western shelter again that December, opening it up to anyone experiencing homelessness. The shelter was integrated into Mayor Brandon Johnson's scam of One System initiative, which runs 5 shelters for both permanent residents and new arrivals. When the first of 2 temporary migrant shelters opened in Hyde Park in September 2023, taking in more than 300 people, many residents were outspoken in their disapproval of asylum seekers moving into the neighborhood. Community meetings about the issue were divisive. While some attendees encouraged the neighborhood to open arms, the louder people demanded that the city find housing somewhere else. Opponents frequently criticized the city's unilateral decision to open a shelter and spending on migrants. Others voiced fears of decreased property values as well as xenophobic accusations that silently seek to spread sickness and crime. Yeah, that's not an accusation. They came over here unvetted. They came over here. Y'all didn't mandate them to have the shot like you mandated us to have the shot. Understand? You did not. They came over here committing big crimes. Niggas was stealing as soon as they got off the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what is y'all talking about? These are no accusations.
And we had measles outbreak, tuberculosis outbreak in school. So stop it. Stop it. Crime went up. They were stealing all in the stealing. What the sheriff came out, the Oak Park or Oak Brook sheriff came out and talking about, and every time he arrest them and ship them back to Chicago, they let them right back out, and they right
and
back
they
out
come
just the
right
next
back to
day.
Oak Brook and steal from Macy's again.
Yeah, come on, everybody. Yeah, I'm so tired of these people.
In March, the group launched an online petition calling on residents to protect Hyde Park, Kenwood, and oppose the shelter, which had garnered more than 1,200 signatures. The push to stop the shelter drew the support of State Rep. Carter Tarver, who publicly urged the system to withhold funding for the One System initiative until the concerns of Hyde Park residents were addressed. At the same time, Hyde Park neighbors preserving community began raising funds to retain an attorney to file a lawsuit injunction against the shelter. An online fundraiser shows that more than $16,000 have been raised across time. Would you like to go first? Or you would like me to bring up Mom? I mean, you want me to show Mama's Dora's video when she was going off?
Yeah, because see this was happening even before March. Before they had the fundraising and raise that money. So show the fight before all of this, before May, what they say, March or whatever. Show the fight.
All right, let's see. Let me get it. I'm learning this stuff. Doo-doo-doo.
I'll take expert cooling services, please.
Offers same-day installation and up to $4,000 off new air conditioners and comfort systems.
Who is Four Seasons?
Correct.
I'll take AC installation, please.
Has friendly and experienced technicians who work around your schedule.
Who is Four Seasons?
Correct.
Your trusted local experts.
Enjoy 0% financing on a new AC. We'll beat any competitor's estimate by up to $1,000, guaranteed.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Single day, there's 80 to 100 people being sick right now.
A heated response tonight from a Southside community where hundreds of migrants are about to be moved.
Yeah, it's happening in Hyde Park. Tia Ewing has the explosive meeting tonight.
2 buses showed up in the city of Chicago today carrying migrants, and we know at least for the week.
Come on. Don't do this to me.
Have Park Home. 120 lived at the Lakeshore Hotel in January.
You see this? Is it stopping?
Yeah, it's
March didn't know anything about it, and this is the first time they are sounding off.
Good.
I don't want them there. Take them someplace else or send them back to Venezuela. I don't care where they go. This is wrong. You got 73% of the people homeless in this city are black people. What have you done for them?
There were lots of fireworks.
That's right.
Over the migrants moving into the Lakeshore Hotel for 6 months, where 300 can be housed. Also, the city says it's a fluid situation and it will need to revisit that timeline. Even the alderman, Desmond Yancey of the 5th Ward, says he just found out about it last week.
I found out on Wednesday, called a meeting immediately. I don't know what happened before I got here. But in the spirit of transparency, this is why we're in the room, because I felt it was important for community members to know what was going on in their neighborhood, even if the mayor's office wasn't willing to.
It was standing room only inside the promontory. Residents had a lot of questions about police patrols, the change noticed in communities where migrants currently are, and the future plans for dealing with the migrant crisis.
Plymouth Court and Van Buren, that site looks like basically a bomb went off. So I'm concerned about the sites where the migrants are.
We have shelter rules that we implement across the sites.
New arrivals must wait 150 days to apply for a work permit. Those on the front line of dealing with this crisis says part of the solution is getting migrants seeking asylum work.
Without some remedies from the federal action, whether it's funding or the ability for folks to work, we find ourselves in a hole.
And despite the overall response from residents, come this Friday, that is the earliest that migrants will start moving into the hotel. From Hyde Park, Tia Ewing, Fox 32, Chicago.
I'll take expert cooling services, please.
Offer same-day installation up to $4,000 off.
Well, there go that. That's yeah.
So that was August 30th, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the first day that I met that lady, Mama Doris Lewis. And Andre Vasquez was there, Yancey was there, and it was this Asian like sergeant, police sergeant that was there, and then like the DHS people, Department of Family Services people were there, and they were confused on that stage. They didn't know. I didn't know that Mama Doris, and there's another lady by the name of Erica Dunn, and there's another person in there too that was going off because this shelter was already over there before.
Mm-hmm.
They had closed it. This is going on their third time. They had closed it last time because they were going off and stuff. So they hurried up and snuck them. We're going to sneak them back in there, and then they were put back in there. And they were put back in there in October of 2023. And they said they were only going to be there for a minute, and then it ended up, we end up really seeing how terrible this mayor was and his administration and what they was on, and they were so confident that the Democrats was going to get back in on the federal level. Kamala was going to get back in, and she didn't. They were ignoring the constituents, ignoring what everybody was saying. I used to go down there all the time and talk about that shelter. Mama Doris would start coming down there. Ms. Jackson would talk about it as well, because they were also trying to put them in the South Shore as well, in South Shore and Hyde Park. They were, and Yancey was acting like he was dumb and stuff like that. Then they ended up putting some of the illegals in South Shore in these apartment buildings in Greg Mitchell's ward, and finally, those people came up to Greg Mitchell, the people who lived over there, and was like, if you don't get these people out, we gonna get them out. And the next day, they had a CTA bus over there. They had all types of stuff to get the people, get all their stuff, I never seen they had a CTA bus. They had the Salvation Army. They had Department of Family Services over there. The mayor sent everybody over there to make sure to get them people out of those apartment buildings over there. So, meanwhile, people still complaining about about this Hyde Park hotel. No one's giving anybody any answers or anything like that. I remember in 2024, I had went over there. That's when I never really paid attention to how messed up that shelter was until the week of DNC. A person who came from, I forgot where they came, but they did come from out the country, and they asked that they meet with me over there to discuss the shelter. And I remember this man named Mr. Carrington, Craig Carrington. He met me over there, and I did the interview. And when I was doing an interview with the person about the migrant crisis, just in general, and just how, what it's doing to our communities and how they lumped them over here. I'm looking at, I'm just looking at the lake, and I'm just looking at all these people, all these foreigners just walking back and forth, all these babies, trash all over the place. I'm looking at this pool. I'm like, this the new projects. I said, this is legit the new projects. I'm like, this is crazy. And it came to me right in there. And I remember I did a whole video. I came home and I did my own video myself. And I was like, they're going to turn these hotels that are ran by Indians. Now, they're all ran by Indians now. These messed up, except the ones that's downtown. Them is slumlords, and that's why they have some tax evasion things. These people probably got tax evasion things too, but they got so many EIN numbers and shit that they know how to, finesse the system. But I was like, wow, okay, so they're gonna make this the new project. CHA eventually gonna try to get a contract with CHA, because that was gonna be the goal, to get the contract with CHA, because CHA is independent. CHA, yeah. And then they were going to do it over there by Midway too. That one we went to over in Midway.
Yeah,
so
that's what was that Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, yeah. So that was going to be, no one was supposed to catch on or fight against this or anything like that. Mama Doris, it was so sickening for Mama Doris. Mama Doris, she had bought a place off the coast, the Gulf of Mississippi, because she couldn't take it no more, because she's lived in there. She lived in the Newports for when you first were able to go in there. Black person was first be able to go in there and buy something, buy your condo or whatever. So she was over there. Her husband was a retired police officer. She's a retired teacher. I met another lady in there. Her husband's a retired judge. He's no longer living, but she's still living there. She said they moved in there when he first got out of law school. You know what I'm saying? That has history. Even that hotel that they turned into a shelter. That's where Harold Washington used to go for breakfast when they were, when he was alive. That was the meetup spot. They used to have some of the best breakfast and stuff like that. So to somebody bought it out, and then of course in Indiana they took it, and then they did whatever they did, and then they already knew about this migrant scam that was coming on, because again, they know how to finesse the system. They know how to finesse it good. They've been finessing it for a long time. Now the progressives making it easier for them. You understand? You come in, do whatever you need to do, whatever, we riding with you, because they trying to push this weird progressive situation. But so after that or whatever, still talk about it. But I was under the impression that it was gone, because they weren't talking about it no more. Until it was brought to our attention. It was brought to our attention, 4 months ago?
Yeah, about 4 months ago.
And we went over there again. We went over there after, because we went over there before you testified.
Yeah, and they had a town hall too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we do the video before the town hall or after the town hall?
We did the town hall first, and then we went back and did the video.
Yeah, I know that. Now I remember when we went to the town hall, there were people there There were people there that knew about us, knew about the org, knew about what we were doing. People were asking how could they get involved in it because this is getting it's getting bad now. They're not being heard. I know that guy, that Curtis Tarver person. He did write somebody, and I did read it. I did read it when I was first sent that. But I know the guy, the Senator Roberts guy. This dude right here, I have an issue with because he was for the shelter.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were here. Hey, Miss Linda.
Hey, Miss Linda.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to put my T-shirt.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I know, it's like I'm trying to get in the screen.
Yes. So it was so we went to the meeting, the town hall. That's when Yancey was lying to the residents because they were trying to figure out what they can do, what was going on. And he kept talking about he didn't know what happened. I mean, he didn't know about this, that they were trying to make it a permanent shelter, and he didn't have no answers to the questions. And that's when we said he's lying because we have been going down there to the city council meetings and seeing that he has been voting on these things. So he knows exactly what's going on. And not only that, if you don't know what's going on, then you shouldn't even be in that position because your job requires you to know what's going on and to make sure your constituents are well informed of what's happening in your ward. So either way it goes, you still shouldn't be in that seat because you really you lied about it because you did know. But the fact is, let's just say you didn't know, then what are you getting paid for? You voted for yourself to get a raise. So what are you getting paid to know? If you don't know nothing, then why are you in that seat? So that's what and it had no clue, no questions. And that's when we told the residents when they started coming up to us and asking us what can they do, and we told them that they need to come to City Hall first and let to try to talk to let the mayor know voice their opinion and let them know how they feel about it. And that's what when you talked about the town hall.
And the thing is, as you know, we tried to go through all the hoops to have a speaking time at the city council meeting, and they broke all their rules.
Yes, they did, Miss Lynn. They always do that, y'all.
They always break all the rules.
They broke their own rules, so they didn't even let us talk, and we had every right to talk because we went through all the hoops of applying to talk and emailing and being available and all that good stuff, and they totally broke their own rules. And that's when we did the video in the council kind of lobby.
Yeah.
And the residents, the other residents from Hyde Park from the Newport condo came, and other condos in the area came to that meeting. And of course they weren't allowed to say nothing. So it was really, and for the for Yancey to at the town hall act like he didn't know anything or he was fighting against the shelter, which was both of them are lying. I mean, both of those are lies. When we did the press conference on May 14th, there were lots of press there, and he got interviewed by, I think it was ABC. And he said, he had been trying to get an answer from the mayor or whatever, and he was, again, misrepresenting, lying. But the media really painted him as some kind of, advocate on behalf of the residents, which he was definitely not. And even this announcement from Senator Robert Peters in the article in Hyde Park Herald makes the senator look like, he's, advocating for the residents, and I'm like, this man wrote us a letter in April talking about, I was trying to dig it up, talking about how, we have to be welcoming to these people, and he himself was going to come read to the migrant children. Do you remember that? He put that in the letter.
Right.
Why?
I was about to say, I was about to read it because I had.
I'm gonna go look for it. I got it right here.
Oh yeah, please read.
But you see how this is what I'm saying, y'all. That's why I made that video about no Democrat, because you see how the media would lie to you. See the fake news. You see the fake news you see them there right now in your face lying to you. Like you said, they made Desmond Yancey look trying to help. They made Peters look like and these people were definitely for that shelter. They wasn't. No, they wasn't trying to help. They wanted this shelter. They voted for this.
No, and Yancey, in fact, he's for, I don't know if you know about Just Cause, that Just Cause ordinance for eviction that he's very involved with, trying to get it passed. I think it might have passed. This man is, here's a letter.
Man, this is the guy.
Here's a letter from Senator Peters. Yeah, so Yancey is all for this Just Cause for eviction, advocated on behalf of people getting evicted, working day and night. And yet he's not working. He wasn't working day and night to close this shelter.
Right.
Not at all.
No, at all.
Where is it? Is this the letter? Yeah, this is the letter, March. This is the letter from Senator Robert Peters, dated March 28th. My strong support for Home Illinois and the shared commitment to end homelessness. We're going to end homelessness. A successful shelter requires transparency, to ensure the shelter's success.
Right.
He was trying to get the shelter to succeed.
Yes.
To ensure, right? To ensure the shelter's success, we're going to have capacity and population management. We're going to guarantee that the shelter is not going to expand into the adjacent building. Well, we know that's a lie, because they were going to put 750 people in there, right. and he had no problem with that.
No problem.
Right.
Security and safety measures. We're going to have police monitored cameras. Come on now.
Oh, they had a whole,
and then he says on child welfare, we're going to have to address the child welfare living in the shelter. We're going to provide clarity on what resources are there. And Senator I would like to personally engage with the shelter and to see conditions firsthand, and would be honored to visit and read to the children as a way to support the families.
You see, they had an entire agenda for this shelter, and now.
Right. And now he's like, now that the state and the city are closing it, now he's like, I'm going to be looking at the transition and, making sure that they follow the timeline. Get out of here. Now,
but that's because about a month ago, Bernie Sanders endorsed him because he's now going to run.
He's running for Congress.
Yeah, and I remember when I saw that, because I remember reading that letter, and I had got an email that was forwarded to people that reached out to him from Newport, and what his response was back in April 15th, 2025, and it was nothing like what like he was like the champion for this. No, you were for this.
He was very for. He was much. This letter proves he was for that shelter.
Yeah, and this email proves it. He's giving it to some of the homeowners and some of the Newport residents, saying that he's in favor of this too via email.
Yeah.
Well, You know what? We need to definitely put that out there too. Because see, he's running for Congress now. He's trying to switch up, and try. No, we need to definitely make sure that Chicagoans and Illinoisans know that who this man is.
Yeah.
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 We need Democrats who are willing to fight like hell for their communities. But when it came to that shelter in that community that you are the senator over, that's your district over there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no fighting like hell.
No, not for the citizens. Not for the citizens, but for the illegals.
These progressive Democrats of America, it's weird. They weird with it. They weird. I don't think they know what a constituent is or their community. I don't think they understand what. I think community means third world community.
Yeah, but do you see how they lie? But you see how they lie in your face, like you're stupid. This is what makes me mad. It's like they think that you are just that dumb that they can tell you one thing and then come back and say another.
This is government letterhead. This is government letterhead.
Right. And then come back and lie to you in your face with a straight face. And that's the audacity to me. That's what makes me so mad.
Right.
That right there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think you stupid. I know, and you're gonna go for it, and you're gonna vote for me because all I gotta do is switch up, and and y'all gonna go for everything I say and do, because that's how dumb y'all are, and y'all don't think for y'allself. And all we gotta do is use the fake news to do it, and y'all don't know because y'all don't do no research for y'allself. So this is how we can do this. This is the audacity of these people.
This is the audacity.
I really don't trust the news at all, because when I watched that ABC report of the press conference, they didn't talk to any residents who were against the shelter. They made sure they talked to people who were like, oh yeah, as long as they're, as long as they're, behaving, that's fine. They made sure they didn't talk to anybody who was from the Association of Hyde Park that was trying to close the shelter. They made sure they stayed away from them. And they made sure they talked to Yancey. They sought him out, or he sought them out. Right. I didn't even see Yancey at the press conference, but all of a sudden he's on the news. Right? All of a sudden he's on the news.
Supposedly he was on his way. The whole press conference was I'm gonna play this video real quick. So I want to say, so it was. We did this video that Saturday or that weekend because it says tonight at town hall meeting at Nichols Park. So I did this March. I posted this March 31st. This video.
Okay. The town hall was March. What was it? March 31st.
Yeah, this video I did. So it was March 31st. The town hall. So we did this the weekend prior. So it was March 31st. What day was it, March 31st? That was like Monday, I think it was. It was March 31st was Monday. So we did this on the 28th or 29th, Danny.
Okay.
Mayor in history, or as Kim Fox calls him, Brandon 49 Still Fine Johnson, has a lion spirit on him. He recently claimed he spent 20 times more on black Chicagoans than on illegals, and he also lied to Congress about crime being down 20%. I assumed all the migrant shelters were gone, but no, the Lakeshore Hotel in Hyde Park is operating a full-blown criminal enterprise, from prostitution and drug trafficking to money laundering. The operation is being run by Hispanics, while Allied Security is only assigning black security guards. All of this is happening right across from the Newport condominiums, driving down their property values. As of the first week of January 2025, the facility was converted into a permanent shelter serving up to 750 unhoused illegals. State funding will end on June 30th, 2025, at which point the contract will transfer to the city. A request for proposal will be issued to find a nonprofit or for-profit agency to operate the shelter on Chicago citizens' tax dollar. And that simply can't happen. It's RICO time. Brandon and his socialist homies are going to jail. All hands on deck. They gonna have a job, huh?
It's not enough. They gonna have a job, huh? Niggas left, but it's not enough. You bitches that'll reach that, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough.
Right.
Somebody gotta do it.
Yep. So that was the video. I did one, and then Danny did one as well, and we posted it, and it went like boom.
Mm-hmm.
All the YouTubes from different places started taking it because they were talking about they're trying to hide it, and then of course mainstream media is the worst, so they weren't putting it out there. So we did. When we went there to the Nichols Park Town Hall. We tried to speak to the three women who were putting it together at first, and they were really like. They really want to try to talk to us because, our red shirts and all that stuff. And I was like, look, it's not even about that. You understand? These shirts should not have anything to do with this shelter that I know for a fact that Mama Doris has been talking about since 2023 when I first met her before a shirt. And then once I think they realized this everything going viral, going viral and stuff like that, then that's when they reached out about the next city hall meeting. And then I met you, Miss Linda. You reached out, and you were serious. You were adamant. It was like I felt like it's like Mama Doris, then it's Miss Linda, and then it's this other group. You understand? But it's like Miss Linda and Mama Doris was on the same thing. Like they got it. This didn't make any sense. And there is a man that is across the street. Oh, there's a white guy that's across the street from the Newport. He has one of those homes. He also was with it because he didn't understand what was going on. It was just so but we went down to city council. I was thankful that they did go down to city council. They saw for themselves how disrespectful it was. I was able to catch that and post that as well. That started going viral. And then Ms. Linda started going viral because we did a couple of things over there, a little press conferences over there about what was going on.
No, because talk about it. Because that guy. Remember it was the it had started. The head went super viral, and like you said, the people who at first the other group that was there at the town hall was not trying to really talk to us, but the residents kept coming up to us, talking to us, and getting our number. And after that, and so like you said, when the video started going viral, that reporter from France, remember he contacted because he headed back to France, and he wanted to talk about that shelter that was over there, and we met with him and talking to him, Miss Linda. We was all there, and so yeah, I just want to interrupt and put that in there.
And then I know the Brian guy reached out, and he knew who we were. Chicago Fitzgerald, he's a Republican lawyer, and he came and he met. I went to the meeting that was at Newport. He met with it was Kathy and another lady named Sophia Britz. No, she lived across the street. Shirley, I think it's Shirley Britz. And they were explaining, their concerns and stuff. I brought up my concerns as far as what I know from Ms. Linda, from Ms. Doris, and then what I've seen myself, and then basically letting them know what laws that they're breaking. Like they're breaking all these
so many
laws. Yeah, so many laws. So like, and his thing was, the first thing is let's get a press conference going. And he got the press conference going with Adam. I think Aaron Delmar from Aaron
Delmar, yeah.
Aaron Delmar from the Cook County Republican, and on top of Chicago Flips Red. And I know a couple of days before we were supposed to do the press conference, I received a call asking for us not to wear our shirts.
Right.
Yeah. Because it would scare the residents. I'm like, the residents start reaching out to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's why and because that week we were so busy. So the press conference that we supposed to have did, Aaron and them, they were trying to get it with us because they want to be on the same page with us. Because that's what he said. That's why we did it. And they was trying to be on the same page with us. But it was so much going on because I think I testified, I don't know, so much that we couldn't just.
That was the week of us getting into it with Phil.
Oh yeah. So we was doing so much, so we couldn't just talk on the phone and get everything together. Yeah. So the fact that she asked us not to wear those shirts, and my thing is this. First of all, who helping y'all? Who helping you? Because if you gonna just keep sitting up there not wanting to say the Democrat Party is garbage, because that's what they are. Those are the people who did it to you. Those are the people who steady doing it to you. Those are the people who don't want the residents, the Democratic Party. And who's helping you? Republicans. So if you got a problem, if you come to Republicans for help, but you don't want the people to know those Republicans, then don't ask for our help. Do it yourself. That's where it was going to go. And that it was just that I wasn't clear on everything until afterwards, because I was just thinking like, okay, I didn't want to wear the shirts because I know we had fake news, but I really want this there, and I wanted the residents to get their point out there, and we didn't want to come with the shirts and then the fake news don't get it. But when we realized that the way that it was the Republican, he had on the Republican podium, and the way it was for Republicans to be out there, we should have been, that he wanted us to wear our shirts and standing up there with him. Then that was the thing. If we would have talked and got all that together, there was no way I wouldn't have worn my shirt, because I wanted to let the people know and the residents know. See, y'all want them to keep voting blue no matter who, because what you're going to do is you're going to, excuse my French, you're going to shit on these residents, these elderly, because that's your voting base, the Democrat voting base. And then you gonna sit up there, and after this happened, then you gonna go and y'all gonna have that voting machine in that lobby come election time, and those residents gonna vote blue and vote they demise over and over again. And that's the problem. And it was so glad God knew not to let me find out all this afterwards, because there was no way I would have told that person, ain't no way. And if you got a problem with our shirts, then we'll call that whole press conference off. And then you let your Democratic Party and Yancey and all them come in here and get the residents a press conference and let them talk and tell how disgusted they are with this shelter and things like that. But if you want our help, then your residents and everybody gonna know the Democrat Party is not them who helping you, it's them who shitting on you. And you gonna start, and that's the problem in our community. We keep covering this garbage up like Jesse Jackson, like NAACP. We keep acting like these people are for us, and they're not. And black people, the Boulay, are scared to sit up there and say who these people are. And then you have these seniors who keep thinking, they don't look at YouTube and all that, so they just thinking that, hey, I'm getting help from the Democratic Party. Well, no, that's not true. So that's what I had a problem with, and I'm so glad we didn't find that out, because that pissed me off. And the residents got to know that, no, these are Republicans that's helping you. The Republican Party is the ones that's helping you get that shelter up out of your community, because the Democratic Party wanted this to be a permanent shelter. They didn't care anything you was talking about.
So,
okay, I'm done.
Is this going to be, so you're going to post this video, right? Because what you just said needs to be.
Oh yeah, it's live.
Right, but I mean the
that part.
Clips of it need to be posted, because wide into the X land and into groups on X that are Republican, because they need to hear what you just said, so that they know they're equipped in how to speak to the folks in Chicago and wider Illinois, because we're kind of on the front lines, but the downstate folks who are fighting on the Republican side are putting their hopes in what we're doing. Like they're trying to they look to us to see, is there hope for Illinois to flip? Because if Chicago can flip, then the whole state can flip. So they're really looking for us to kind of figure it out. Like, how do you communicate to these voters who've been they don't have any hope. They don't want to vote Democrat, but they've never voted Republican. And to me, it's like what you just said. It's not the Democrats who are fighting for the community. It ain't the Democrats fighting for your safety. It ain't the Democrats fighting for your pocketbook. Nope. It's the Republicans trying to fight for you, and that's from the city council.
After months of being ignored and getting the runaround, Hyde Park residents finally came down to City Hall to speak out against the homeless shelter across from the Newport condominiums. But true to form, the mayor and his administration manipulated the process, only allowing 5 in-person speakers when the ordinance clearly allows for 10. That alone is grounds for a lawsuit, but we'll save that for another day. Hyde Park is one of the most affluent neighborhoods in Chicago, yet instead of listening to the people who actually live there, this administration has chosen to prioritize MS-13, Trendiagua gang members, and their families, all while gaslighting residents with empty rhetoric. Brandon Johnson is so confident he's getting reelected, and his friends like T.L. Barrett's son are cashing in big off the Hyde Park shelter deal. They don't care about the safety risks, the drop in property equity, or the rising property taxes. Why? Because the Democratic Party thinks they've gotten the black senior vote locked down. So they move how they want, without consequences. It's RICO time. Anything before y'all go? Y'all want to say anything about that shelter before y'all go? No shelter in Hyde Park. No shelter in Hyde Park. No shelter in Hyde Park.
What is it? Yeah. I came down here. I didn't even go to work today to come down here with it. They said they didn't go.
Y'all see what y'all eyes? Y'all see what y'all on?
I keep telling y'all.
That's what they do.
I keep telling y'all. Y'all gotta come down. That's what we keep telling you all. You gotta come down and see it. Yeah. You ought to be on it.
So y'all are witnesses.
Now imagine 2 years of coming down here. You see legal speaking for you. Yeah. You see everybody.
I was on the other side. You all chanting was very effective.
And you know what? Y'all speak volumes. Hyde Park came down here. They need y'all for y'all votes. They need y'all for y'all votes.
No shelter. What? Let me hear you. No shelter in Hyde Park. What? No shelter in Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Miss Linda, what did you see that? Did you have that one when Miss Linda spoke and me and Andy was on the side of her down there at the right that same day? You got that one or no?
It was on my TikTok. I'll see if it's on my TikTok.
And the thing is, and I'm going to be looking to the Illinois Department of Human Services. Is that the name of it? The Illinois IDHS, Illinois Department of Human Services, and the city of Chicago wrote that letter to Senator Robert Peters, their letter closing down the shelter in 3 to 6 months. I want a copy of that letter because I want to read it and do a video, and maybe we should do a video about that because we want to see it on their IDHS letterhead. We want to see it in writing because once we have that, I mean, that's it. They can't go back.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Miss Linda, we need to get that. So yeah,
because then we can actually say, okay, 3 months from now would be June, July, August, or September. Okay, they're still here.
Right.
You know, October, November, December, they better not be here. And then the other question is, I want something in writing that says what is going to happen after they leave. Is that building going to be a hotel?
Right. Right.
I want to see that in writing. What is that building going to be? Because if it's not a hotel, what is it going to be?
What is it going to be? That's right. That's right.
That's what I want. And, you know, Senator Robert Peters did not tell us that. And he's in a position to find out, right? Why isn't he trying to find that out if he's so much in favor of the community?
Right.
And fighting for us.
Right. Right. Yeah, we need and we want to know, and just like I said, and the fact that, okay, y'all moving, where y'all moving these people to? Because we not just want to keep y'all just moving from place to place because they're going to somebody else's community that one of somebody else's community that don't want them and don't need them, and they're being still funded by our tax dollars. So you just can't keep moving them.
Can we talk about deportation? How come we're not talking about deportation?
Right. You're not gonna just move them from one neighborhood to another neighborhood, and I'm sure it's in our community, and then you still just moving them to one neighborhood. Because I remember when we did that Hyde Park shelter press conference, and then when Leigh said I think it was you, Miss Linda, talk on, so I said we want them out, and then somebody said don't take them, don't put them out in our community. So that's the thing. Now you're going back and forth. Don't put them in our community either. So where are you putting? Because no, we want them deported and out of here. We don't want another cent of our tax dollars going to fund this garbage. That's what we're fighting. And the overall thing is, no, we don't. You're just not going to keep putting them in different black communities. We want them to be deported.
Right, because we're still paying for them.
We're still paying for them. That's it.
We're still paying for them, and the state, including Senator Robert Peters, voted to increase the state funding to $90 million for that building next door, that shelter. So where's that $90 million? Is that, I mean, we're going to do with that now? It's not going to go to that shelter. Where's it going to go?
Yeah, so giving them housing and these apartment buildings somewhere. So that's why Peters need to be up out of there. It's no way he should be going for a Congress or anything. No, he needs to be out of that seat. He needs to be unemployed. All of these people.
Well, if he loses, he's still state senator until 28.
Okay, well
You said what, Miss Linda?
If he loses his congressional bid in 26, his term as state senator extends to 28.
Okay. So after that,
we'll make sure he gets out.
Yeah, he need to get out. Yeah. I'm tired of you. I'm tired.
Offering personal training, and how can they start sessions?
Oh yeah, yes, I am offering training sessions. You can go. What I'll do is email. I can't because I can't tell you go on my email because they can go my IG, my it's you against you.
Yeah.
If you go to you, it's the letter U and then against and then the letter U fitness on IG and message me, then I can send you all the information and we can talk like that.
You
fitness on IG. Yeah. Put the underscore in front of you, the first U.
Okay.
But Miss Linda, we gotta get these people up out of here because I mean the fact that they just can lie and play in our faces like this is insulting. That's what it is.
It's so insulting. It's
yeah, it's so insulting. But I feel like we did what we had to do. Mama Doris wrote this letter. I want to share it. I don't know if you did you get to read it, Miss Linda?
No, I did not. I want to hear it.
All right. So
you gotta send me. I want to see a recording of this because I want to.
I got you.
I want to savor the letter, not
I got.
Okay.
It says, I cannot allow the HPNPC to push the narrative that they are the only heroes responsible for the decision to close the shelter. There are numerous soldiers. There are numerous soldiers spanning over 2 years or more that kept this story on the front burner, and we must acknowledge the role they played. Residents of Newport only got on board a few months ago, while the fight against illegal immigrants and the shelter issue was a daily and weekly fight in the city council chambers by courageous activists. People went to jail. It was constant pressure from different platforms. Yeah, niggas did go to jail. I went to jail twice.
You went to jail. Yeah. You was one of them. Right. You was one of them.
The fight first started at the promontory in Hyde Park when I stood up and said to Desmond Yanson, "We don't want them here." Zoe, Erica, Jessica, and other activists joined me. From there, we took it to the floor of City Council. Chicago Flips Red, led by Zoe and Danny, covered HPNPC first press conference and was responsible for it being all on forms of social media. It was not the white media that gave you the coverage. It was Chicago Flips Red that did the filming and narration of baby strollers, mattresses, and other items purchased with tax dollars of legal citizens to accommodate illegal citizens and their offsprings. It was Chicago Flips Red that covered residents of Newport when you attended the city council meeting. They put it on all forms of social media that went viral around the country, if not the world. It was not the white media. Again, this was a grassroots effort spanning over 2 years, and they must be recognized. Desmond Yancey did not help us. Brandon Johnson did not help us. Pritzker did not help us. They represent the Democratic Party that has engineered this entire plan to replace Black people for political reasons, the vote, and to run us off the land. The decision to file a lawsuit is of years of dedicated people fighting to help HPNPC. Yes, there are many soldiers who can be credited for this. The struggle continues. Doris Lewis.
Wow, that's a great letter.
Yeah.
That's a great letter.
Yeah. So
I love
that. Shout out to Mama Doris.
Shout out to Mama Doris.
Mama Doris, we love you.
Yeah. So and thank you to Miss Lisa, because you helped me understand what Title 8 was.
Title 8, Section 1324, girl. Title 8.
Can you please tell us what Title 8 Section?
Title 8, girl. Title 8. So Title 8. I mean, literally, that's the big guns legally. That's the big guns legally that we have as a nation against aiding and abetting illegal aliens. It was written in 1924. It was amended in 1986. It's nothing that was a response to Biden. This has been around since 1924, seriously. And the penalties are imprisonment. So, and by the way, officials, elected officials are not above the law
at all.
At all. So, that's the big gun that is aimed at any sanctuary city or sanctuary state. In fact, if you want to get into the weeds, if you're a corporation like a hotel and you're aiding and abetting illegals, you are also violating Title 8. So these corporations that are, and all these NGOs, all these nonprofits who are making money off of these illegal migrants, feeding them, sheltering them, clothing them, equipping them, they're all in violation of Title 8. So that's the big gun that is on the federal level against anything. And then, of course, RICO is if you're a criminal conspiracy and you are doing a criminal operation that's harming people or property, that's RICO. Right. So, but Title 8 is specifically against aiding and abetting, sheltering, transporting illegal aliens. So
we got, see, that's what we need. We need to, we need all of Rico. We need Trump, President Trump. We need you to implement the Van Bundy, all because they breaking all the rules.
They trying to start with that Iran thing. Nah, like death to America. Keep talking. You're not gonna keep saying death to America to us,
right?
Keep saying death to America to thank you, Trump. Thank you. Let's talk about what we're dealing with right here.
We need you right here in Chicago because every law you see they breaking, every doggone law and censorship, First Amendment, like you said, Miss Linda. And Miss Linda, when you went, because you did excellent at the press conference, did they even show you speaking like they didn't show that on the news, did they?
Nope.
You see that?
That's how I really see, the left, the liberal left Democrat media. They don't care about truth. They don't care about journalism. They don't care about, covering both sides. They just, I really don't trust them. And it's interesting. One of the reporters at the press conference said, to me personally, don't lump us all together in that fake news thing, because we're not all like that. But the ones who are in the mainstream media are like that. They are like that. And to prove it, Zoe, you just mentioned what we did to Iran's nuclear powers. We got people in the mainstream media like acting like Trump did something wrong.
Right.
Yeah. And like Trump did something wrong and protecting us. But this Obama talked about it and did a lot of stuff. Hillary Clinton, I posted a bunch of videos. Oh, y'all forgot about this? Oh, y'all forgot when Obama did this? Oh, you forgot when Hillary said she was going to do that if she became president? Oh, so we forgetting about all of these.
Right. Like someone said it best. They said Bill Clinton said in 1995, we are determined to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. George Bush, Iran must not be allowed to develop nuclear weapons, period, 2006. Barack Obama, I have stated that Iran will never be allowed to obtain a nuclear weapon, 2015. Joe Biden, we will not allow Iran to acquire nuclear weapons, that's 2022. Donald J. Trump, Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally
obliterated.
Yes. It's on my tongue. Thank you. Say it again.
Obliterated. Yeah. I can't even say it. Am I saying it right?
Attention to this matter. Yeah. Basically, man, what? Shoot first, ask questions later. I ain't got time. And that's just what it is. No one has time to be playing with it. He did the same thing in his first time when Syria wanted to play a game. You want to play a game? Boom. They stopped. The first time. Yeah, because ain't nobody I'm not a killer, but don't push me.
I'm not a killer, but
don't push me.
I told y'all I wanted peace. Yeah. But I'm going to show y'all because you look what they say, mess around and find out.
Mess around and find out.
Yeah. I will give you 2 weeks. 2 weeks for y'all to figure it out. But you want to chant death to America, death to
burn our flags.
Hell no. I gotta deal with these niggas calling me a white supremacist over here, and you talk about death to America? Nah. Pew.
Yeah.
But they tried to assassinate Trump.
Right.
Yeah. So they did. So it's just show you the hypocrisy of the fake news, y'all. I want y'all to understand. Miss Linda did a whole segment in that press conference, basically breaking down everything, and it was just like when and to see because I thought I missed something, Miss Linda. I was looking for I said, okay, maybe I missed something, but like you said, to see that the fake news, they took everything that you said out and went and talked to people who were saying, well, we really don't have a problem with them being here long as they do this. And it was, and I said, okay, well, maybe I missed one of the other news stations because maybe they covered you and showed what you were saying, and they did. This is who we got. Fake news media. These people need to be locked up too. These people because they are enemy of the people. They supposed to give you facts. These are the facts, and let you decide whichever way you want to go. They intentionally cut off the facts from you and just feed you what they want to feed you, a one-sided thing, and shift the narrative. And that's what we've been getting, period. That's why people hate Trump and don't even know why they hate Trump. That's why why they say he racist. Don't even know why, because it's the mainstream media. That's why I was just like, hold on. Maybe Miss Linda got that clip or something that we didn't see, but they didn't even show it, huh?
No, and because Chicago is like a small little example of America, right? And how the media treat what Republicans are doing in Chicago is how they treat what Republicans are doing nationally, right? That's how they treat us nationally, right? So they're going to make the riots against ICE, they're going to call them peaceful. Right. And while they're burning stuff, they're going to call them peaceful riots. Or no, peaceful protests. They're going to call them peaceful protests, right? And they're going to call ICE Gestapos. And they're going to, when really ICE is trying to enforce the law and trying to clean up the mess that Biden let in, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 million illegal immigrants into this country in 4 years. And they're trying to make the enforcement become the criminals and make the criminals look like victims. Right. Because they are against America. When you really come down to it, they're anti-American. Yes. Don't even call them Democrats. They're anarchists and really globalists. Because that whole New Americans plan is nothing but let's make Chicago a city of illegal immigrants. And they want America to be a country of illegal immigrants. They don't want any borders. They don't want any borders on any country. They want one world government. And so it's a very anti-American agenda.
It sure is.
Dressed up like, oh, we're for the people and we're Democrats and we're trying to be against this fascist Hitler bad guy. No, they're very just anti-American.
I'm still
very anti-American.
Yeah, like it's kind of sad to see, because I know like some people, I know that they're not slow. I just know they're mad. They're mad because they just don't like this man. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I said, he could do everything right, including, like I said, he'd do everything right. I think he's gonna free. I even think the man gonna pardon R. Kelly. They're still gonna find something wrong with him after that. They're gonna find he just doing that because he wants a black vote.
Right.
And they're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't. Okay. You know what I'm saying? All right. You want he's doing it because he wants the Republicans to have the black vote. Okay, yeah, all right. Like,
okay, and the Democrats ain't did nothing for you for your vote.
He could have pardoned Joe Biden. Could have pardoned him. He been complaining. R. Kelly been complaining now. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. What y'all do is it's like a baby crying right here, right? And the Democrats will ignore this baby. This baby could be crying for days. They will ignore this baby. They will not make sure this baby is clean, properly clean, diaper wiped, new milk, nothing. They will ignore this baby, but keep getting pregnant.
Yeah.
You got to have another baby?
Yeah.
Have more? What about this baby right here? And they will ignore you, like mind your, you know what I'm saying? Why are you attacking me? Why are you doing me like this?
How dare you challenge us? How dare you ask us for anything? Yeah, we took your property. Yeah, we are putting illegals on it. Yeah, we replacing you all. How dare you be mad and rise up and say anything, peasants? That's how they think of us. How dare you rise up and say anything, peasant? So what? You take it. What you gonna do? You're a peasant to us. You supposed to take it And we supposed to be get rich and do what we want to do with your money. And you supposed to, because you stupid and you dumb. Remember, that's who you are. That's how they treat us.
Talk about how we don't care. I mean, how he keeps breaking the Constitution, and when he's not doing, he's doing everything that they've done.
Oh my gosh! I don't want to hear another. He's a threat to democracy. When these are the same. This is the same people that literally took Biden out of the election and put Kamala Harris in. I mean, what?
These people.
Nobody voted for her to be in nobody's election. I mean, that's kind of.
Could you imagine if Nikki Haley? Could you imagine if Nikki Haley was there, right? And Trump just installed, and the Republican Party just installed Trump. Could you imagine what would have happened? They would have been, oh my God, this and that. They would have went crazy. Could you imagine that? But then they can do that, and they tell you democracy. Come on, I can't. And people go for this dumb stuff. That's why it's like I'm almost like, and I'm trying my best because I know. But I just know we can't be this slow because and it's scary to me. It's getting scary to me because I just know we can't be this slow. Like you can have it.
When I'm trying to tell you, there are just some people that just that hate him. Like the evil in these people's eyes. Like you gotta the evil. They are like it's one of them things like. They so mad at me, like that I keep showing how messed up these people are. Let's see if he gonna fucking help you then. Like that's how messed up they are with this. Like that. Not that I was out here trying to get help, regardless before I even understood any of this stuff. How I started researching socialists, how I started researching progressive, how I started researching I didn't care about none of this stuff. I just wanted them to do right with my mom. But because I just started seeing the bullshit within 6 months, like, oh, this ain't the Republican Party, this ain't the white man, like this is us. We're gatekeeping. That's number one. Number two is these white liberals are the fucking problem. These white liberals, like, I could deal with some regular racism. Show me my man. This is you. This is my opponent right here. Bet. But I'm not gonna deal with these white liberals who think that they know what's best for black people. And they have these people. You have these fucking black people who are an embarrassment because they feel like they have 4 degrees and they done went to college. And they are of a status and stuff like that they can tell us what's right for us.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're not even doing your part, because when I come to you as a black person and say, hey man, I need help, it's not looking too good over here, y'all still looking like, what you want me to do about it? Okay, well, bet. I'm going to go and do what anybody else do. This was the worst. Why would I continue to deal with this? Why would I continue to join with this? Why would I continue to leave my friends into a burning building? Leave my friend, like everybody, like, yo, y'all crazy as hell if y'all continue to go the blue route. Like, insane. And I'm not saying go the red route. Do what you do. But I'm going the red route because I've never been on the red route before. So while I'm on the red route, I'm gonna see what's going on. But don't get it twisted. If it's some shit, you get weird on the red route, I'm gonna say something. But so far, since I've said something, it's been corrected.
And
the policies. It's been corrected, and they believe in the U.S. Constitution. So when I look at the pros and cons of either party, the U.S. Constitution is what I live by. There's nothing that nobody can tell me. So when I'm watching a party take an oath and talk about how detrimental this one man is to the country and how he's going to ruin the country and he's going to ruin America when you guys have ruined America for the last 6 years. And we watching it, we living it. This is not a hearsay. This is not. I was like, and I got the best of both worlds because I was living in Georgia at the time when COVID was happening. So I saw how Georgia handled COVID, and I watched how Illinois handled COVID.
Oh, Stacey, you must love Stacey Abrams because Stacey Abrams is the biggest crook. Because Biden gave her $1 billion? $1
billion and lost because guess what she was pandering votes at these lounges, these hookah lounges in Atlanta. Now, Atlanta alone is a melting pot now, so everybody's from here. So a lot of people are not even registered in Atlanta. A lot of people are still registered in their hometown.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? So they go back, but she was going to hookah lounges and turn up brunches and going to music festivals, pandering votes. Like, this is not how this works. Like, niggas at a music festival, niggas is not thinking about voting. Hookah, they're not thinking about you coming. Here comes Stacey Abrams with that little fro. Here she coming there talking. Like, you understand, girl, if you don't get the fuck on, I'm talking about breakfast, trying to look at these hoes. And you over here trying to tell me, they just don't know. They lost it. You know, everything that was working, I guess, like in the 90s and stuff, when they bring out Bruce Springsteen and the USA, you know, all that stuff. Now that stuff don't work no more. We don't care about that.
Playing the saxophone in the church, you know, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, you know, let's bring out Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't even know these kids don't even know who Oprah is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about, we looking at the policies. See, I keep telling people, if you don't know nothing else, just look at policies.
That's right.
Look at policies. What one party is for what and what the other party is for, and then you decide what benefits you the most, what aligns more with your beliefs, who you are and what you believe in, and things like that. That's all you have to do. Go look at the Congress, look who's advocating for what. You can see it clear. It's disgusting when you go look at these on Capitol Hill and look at the meetings and who's voting on. You can clearly see the Democrat Party is not for America. Like Ms. Lynn said, they're anti-American. Yeah. Anything that's for America, they're opposite of. Yes. Anything to make Americans' lives better, they're opposite of.
Yes.
So that the policies they're advocating for, you see what they going. But illegals, they crashing out for these. They going to jail in these ICE detentions for these illegals to stay here. They're going to jail. They want trans in our. They want men in our sports. They want men in our bathroom. These are who these people are. Yes. And they don't, and every Democrat, this is who their policies are, and they don't go against that agenda. That's why in Chicago, they crashing out for illegals and trans, and New York, illegals and trans, and LA, illegals and trans. Any Democrat ran state you go, these are their policies. They can't go against their policies. This is who these people are.
I don't know if you just heard Mayor Eric Adams has signed a contract with some big hotel in New York, $1 billion investment of taxpayer money for illegal migrants in these hotels in New York.
Like just recently?
Yes. I think this week. This week, $1 billion of New York taxpayer money is going to house illegal migrants in these hotels in New York. And when I saw that, I was like, this is why we have to fight so hard in Chicago, because Democratic mayors, black men.
Yeah.
And he just trying.
I'm just saying for people who watch. For people who gonna watch this video and think, oh, y'all, you don't, no, these are black men who don't care about black people.
And he just he used to be a Republican. He went from Republican to Democrat, and then a few after he was just pardoned, he just became independent. So make it make sense. You understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. You know, some people like, I don't, so you need to just go independent. Does it really matter? Like, cause he independently just made a deal for $1 billion to no, fuck that shit. Like at the end of the day, yeah, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at.
We gotta go red.
With the radical Republicans, because it's gonna get real radical up in this motherfucker. Because y'all not gonna continue to play these games. No. The Democratic Party is full of, like I say, LGBTQ rejects, illegals, these stupid elites, these stupid white liberals. Like, why do I even want to be associated with that? Somebody's like, we're gonna be the John F. Kennedy Democrat. It don't matter. You can be the Jimmy Carter Democrats. Ain't nobody going back.
I don't want that. That's like how Florida, everybody now talking about, shoot, I need to be in Florida. How he was talking about, look, illegals not gonna be here. We're not paying for them. We're not going to. You better not hire them. You look, crap. Yeah. Now that's why. And I used to didn't understand why. People used to say, like, I used to just look at it as, oh, they just prejudice or they hate. When they say it, don't come here. If you got that mentality, if you first of all, you're fleeing from a place that you don't like, far as Chicago, high crime, high taxes, high illegals and stuff like that. You're fleeing from that scenery because that is bad for you. You're coming to a red state. Because the policies are better, the atmosphere is better, it's safer, the better schools. You ain't got to worry about all the crime. So you flee to that, but yet you come here and you vote blue. So you bring that same vote here to change the dynamic of our state. No, they don't want that. And I didn't understand that, but now I see exactly why. Don't bring that blue stuff here. We remain a red state and we are safe and our policies are great because we are voting according to what we want. Don't flee from these garbage shitholes and then you come here to our state and try to flip it and make it a blue state and make it the very place that you fleeing from. No, take that garbage right back over there. Now I understand perfectly why they do what they do because I feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's bad. Like I said, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel. At first I was like, these people are slow. Nah, these things are evil. I've had like for this, especially like I said, this last week for me, I realized like, nah, it ain't no slowness. These niggas is mad. They mad because the door was kicked open. It was kicked open in the third largest city, segregated city. That's healthy segregation. They don't care. Everybody cool with how a thing is. And then they're mad because on top of the door being open, you got a whole new organization that came out of it, and it is led by somebody that's supposed to be all for that bullshit that's on the left. And so it's like, how dare you go off code? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how dare you be in that jungle over there? That fucking clown, that fucking circus over there. I'm like, no, I know my privilege. I know how I know my privilege. I know how I was raised, and I know that none of that don't make no sense. And at the end of the day, if you are a true Christian, you ain't with none of that shit over there. Because that shit don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It's literally killing us. They literally killed millions of people for their weird weak agenda for COVID. Like, they literally kill all these people. Like I say, they are the serial grandparent killer. They killed their grandparents during COVID. Like, I mean, would not let people see their parents and stuff, put them on that ventilator. That ventilator, niggas need to sue the ventilation company too. Because what's the whole purpose? Like you, as soon as you get on the ventilator, you dead. Like
Yeah.
that's the last step. Hospice.
You know what, Zoe, since you even saying that, I got a clip that I was gonna post that Marjorie Taylor Greene talked about this. They had asked her, I think it was like a week or two ago about that, and she went off. Like she said, that's what you just said. Let's talk about COVID, how y'all killed all the grandparents, all the kids, grandparents and everything. Let's talk about how y'all did that. And nobody won't talk about that. Yeah, she just went off about that.
Yeah,
Same
like
thing
people like want to like look like that's a problem. Like that is a problem, and it's going to be a problem long term mentally for a lot of people who lost their parents prematurely, who lost their grandparents prematurely, who lost their children prematurely. Like this was messed up. So to sit here and try to ignore that and try to put all this on this man. Like this man is the worst man on earth is how you know how evil those people are on the left side, and anybody that's rocking with that shit, you evil too.
I don't know if you saw Chicago Conservatives podcast during the protests on Saturday in downtown Chicago. He did a podcast live.
Yeah.
He went through the protest downtown, and I don't know if you noticed the whiteness of those protesters.
Yeah.
And that fact that hardly any of them were from Chicago.
Right.
How do you get all these people coming in? So obviously they're from other states. They're imported and to Chicago to do these No Kings protests, whatever. None of them are from Chicago, hardly any of them. Most of them are white. I think there were like 2 black protesters that were in that video, and I watched the whole thing. And so what does that tell you? That there's a concerted effort that's funding this No Kings, anti-ICE, anti-law enforcement, basically anti-Trump. Basically, it's basically anti-Trump, anti-ICE, anti-law enforcement, anti-America, right? That's anti-America. It's really anti-America. So there's these outside forces, and I think it's Soros who's funding all this stuff.
Yes.
So we need to say that.
Yeah.
We need to recognize it, and we need to also notice the silence on the Democratic side of our elected officials. I didn't hear them coming out and saying, "Oh, this is not right," or "This is not Chicago," right? This is not how Chicago views law enforcement. When did Chicago become anti-law enforcement? Right? So all of a sudden we're anti-law enforcement because it's trying to deport folks.
Because Miss Lynn, we got a lot of foreigners in these seats in Chicago who hate America and who the Hispanic KK them, all of them. It's like Byron Central Lopez, who got on TV and said F ICE, but he used the word ICE, and abolish ICE. See, we got a bunch of these foreigners that hate America who we allowed to get in these seats. And this is what we're looking at.
Somebody voted for him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We let these foreigners get in who hate America, and this is their allegiance are not to us, so they don't advocate for us because they really hate us. So when they get in these seats, they are pushing anything that's anti-American that's gonna hurt us, because like you said, the whole agenda is like the New American plan was to, in other words, and this is what people don't understand, and I gotta get people to understand. You all are they have you. This is what the Soviet Union, this is one of the things they talked about doing when they dismantled the Soviet Union, was that they were going to put these people that they dismantled into our schools. and they was going to teach us how to hate America, because once they do that and get us a bunch of us hate America, then we have no allegiance to America. We're here, but get us to hate America through indoctrination with our schools. And so it's scary because you have Americans, born Americans, who are being told and who are here to say, who hate Americans, but you allow foreigners to come in and take over your country. So now, in the minute, if that woman would have got in office, we would have been like the minorities in our own country. They would have been the majority. We would have been the minority. And therefore, it would have been a bunch of America wouldn't have been America no more, because it would have been filled with foreigners. The true Americans would have been outnumbered. So this is what y'all want to allow to happen in your own country. Try that in Mexico. Try that in China. Try that in Dubai. Try that anywhere you go and watch what you get. But they have you hating the very country that you live in, where your kids there, your mama there. If anything go down, if they bomb here, your family here. Your family, your family ain't in Mexico. Your family, your family is here. And everything you care for, everything you worked hard for is here in America. You can't just pack up and go to Africa and all that. So they got you hating the very place that all your family here, and they got you destroying and saying death to your very place that your whole family is here. But if America go down, the mama going down, your family going down, the dog you love is going down, the kids, everything. This is how twisted and messed up we are here. This is how messed up we are.
But you know,
I don't care what nobody say.
The best part that I see is that these kids know, and these kids are not going to be voting. These black kids, like these young black conservative kids, because they conservative. Like even like some stuff. I'm just
gonna try to find something.
Huh?
I'm just gonna try to find something.
Oh yeah, they see that like this don't make no sense.
Yeah, they see the BS though.
And they're not going to argue with you. They're not going to give you the reasons why. They're just going to show up and vote. And you guys see, they're going to be like, it was more people that was red than I thought in Chicago. Because I'm trying to tell you, this is going to be upsetting. And they know, like we got. We got these midterms,
y'all, and we gotta do. Yeah, and Chicago is setting the precedence for everybody. Everybody, I keep trying to get y'all and explain to y'all. The world is watching Chicago. The world is watching Chicago. We have a chance in Chicago to do something that no one's ever done, to fight back and go against this. New York didn't fight with this illegal alien invasion. You see, it took a look at California. We had a chance to set the precedent, to make history, to let everybody know that Chicago fought back. This is what Chicago did. And now everybody who watching us can go and now say, you know what? It's inspiring them to say, let's fight. Let's fight. Let's do this. We can do this. But we got to get this right. If we get this right, this election, we flip this red, this election, that's going to not only set a precedent, that's going to speak so much value to these Democrats and let them know, don't you ever play with us again. And not only that, it's going to give the people motivation to stand up everywhere and watch what happens. Y'all, we can do this. But Chicago, y'all, we got a chance to do this. We got to get this right, because we're being watched. I mean, they're watching us. And if we get this right, y'all, that's history. So Chicago is going to.
We have to. I was looking for the Chicago New Americans plan. I printed it out, but now I can't put my hands on it because I think
get it for you. Hold on.
People need to see that this is a real plan. It was hatched in 2011. It's still unfolding before our eyes. The goal is to build Chicago with illegal migrants at the taxpayer expense, and that's what they're trying to do. and we have to fight every acre against this. This is a fight that's not just obviously Hyde Park, not just South and West Side. This is citywide and of course statewide, because Pritzker wants a sanctuary state. So that's the plan, and they are working this plan, and it's the same plan in every single blue state. We see it happening in California, New York,
Boston,
Massachusetts, these
Denver,
right? And we have to fight this. Yeah, that's the office that they created, but there's the plan itself.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying it started in 2012. But this is on the actual website.
Yeah.
But it says, introduced the Welcome City Ordinance in September 2012. The City Council approved Mayor Emanuel's Welcoming City Ordinance.
Yep.
The city's current policy that bans agencies and police officers from inquiring into the immigration status of crime victims, witnesses, or any seeking services to ensure the undocumented Chicagoans will only be detained if they are wanted on a criminal warrant by a local or federal authorities if they have been convicted of a serious crime.
So the door's been open for 14 years. So we're fighting a fight that didn't start with Biden. It started 14 years ago. And so
and who was in there 14 years ago?
Obama, right? Ironically, Obama deported 3 million people.
Yeah.
So, but yet, and of course, that was to look good to some people, but in his home state, the door was wide open. So we have to make sure, we have to, in our minds, realize that this fight has to be a long-term fight. We cannot look just, 2026 or 2028. This is a long-term fight. And deportation has to be a constant, vigilant effort. We need an office of deportation. We need an office of, seriously, Chicago and Illinois needs an office of deportation.
Yes. That's why I keep telling people, y'all, we got to get this right, because these sanctuary cities got to end. We shouldn't have sanctuary cities at all. We need to make sure our police work with ICE. We need to have, like Mr. said, a whole office for deportation where they're doing that. Yes.
And I think Trump basically maybe I'm wrong. Did he do an executive order denouncing sanctuary cities and states, or was he just talking about doing that? Because if he declares that these are illegal, which they are under Title VIII,
you did say they was illegal.
These could be illegal tomorrow, right? If he just does an executive order making them illegal, just like making men and women's sports illegal.
So he could just make, you saying he could do an executive order making sanctuary cities illegal. So we need to see.
Well, you can make it illegal, but then ICE has to come and deport these people. And we got to get some planes to get these people out of this country.
Yes.
We can't just put them in prisons. We got to get them out of this country.
Yeah, we still funding them. We paying. We still funding. We want that. Our money is going, because we look. Come on, Americans, and we're being taxed. We're being taxed to death. We need a break. All our money under Biden Harris went overseas. They took care of everybody but us. We need a break. Miss London, let me ask you.
Chicago has $1 billion in debt. We are $1 billion in debt. Cook County is $300 million in debt.
And what Pritzker just said, he just gave them money for this year, the budget. Did you see that? That he just gave $1.7 billion to illegals, more to illegals, more of our money.
That's why the Democrat controlled state assembly of Illinois had a 3,000-page budget that they didn't let the Republicans in the state assembly read before they had to vote on the budget. And they did that on purpose, because all the shady Okay, can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't even
All
cuss.
the shady shit that they put in that budget, they made
Yeah.
sure that the Republicans couldn't read it, let alone analyze it.
Right.
They didn't have time to read it, so they had to vote on this budget. And of course, billions for illegal immigrants, 90 million for that shelter next door that's going to be shut down.
Yeah.
So, and of course, oh wow, Chicago's $90 million in debt, and our bonds are going to junk bond status, and Cook County is $300 million in debt. What did they vote for? Oh, they made sure they voted for a raise for themselves.
For themselves.
They made sure they voted for a raise while Chicago is sinking, while Illinois is sinking, while these illegals are put up in hotels. Oh, they made sure they voted themselves a raise.
Oh yeah, they voted themselves a raise. Like that's what I'm saying. It's when you see what's like, it's game on. Like
it's game on.
Just as retarded as them. You want to play retard? We're gonna play retard. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, please like and share this video. Please, this is like this information. What we talking? Please like and share this. Please share this one because this is you people need to hear this. Like for real, for real. These people need to hear this.
We gotta cut a lot of this up. We got some good ones in here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut.
Yeah, Miss Linda, let me ask you a question because you do you think just by the feeling the temperature and things like that, what's going on with the Hyde Park citizens, do you think that they are aware enough to know that they don't want to vote blue again, or what do you think was over there, the temperature over there?
I wish that, and maybe you two can help me meet with some residents and take the temperature.
Okay,
because I think we really need to plant those seeds now, because we need them to kind of get the mindset of, wait a minute, who was helping us in this fight? Were any Democratic leaders? Were any Democratic aldermen?
No.
Were any Democratic council people? Was any Democratic mayor? No. Was any Democratic councilman? State senator, state assembly? No. All Republican folks fighting for you to get this shelter closed. So that has to translate to, wait a minute, why am I registered as a Democrat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then that has to move to, how do I register as a Republican? And that's what I'm going to be really working on, registering people to vote Republican.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to help you. So, Miss Linda, so we're going to have to step.
We need to do an outreach meeting out there.
We need to do registration drives. We need to do registration drives on the south side, west side of Chicago.
And you know what?
We need to do that at churches, at schools,
yes,
at senior centers, especially senior centers, senior buildings. Get these people to realize that these Democratic elected officials, don't care about you
at all.
They not only don't care about you, they're working against you night and day. Working against you night and day.
And what they care about the seniors, what they see with the seniors is their days are numbered anyway. So it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, their days are numbered. So they feel like, we'll give them a little, bingo dinner. We'll throw them a little party. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that to get their vote. So they think that, they do care. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else don't come over here.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they don't. Like, while they're feeding you turkey dinners, they are ruining your grandkids, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
They're ruining the future of grandkids. Of other people, they're ruining.
They said so.
They're ruining the new generation. Generations that are coming in, they are destroying them. And they're going to continue to destroy them because they keep catering to y'all, and y'all think that they're for you because here they come with an Amazon gift card,
yeah,
and some cha-cha some cha-cha lessons.
Elizabeth said, Sweetest said something. Don't forget to please come register in the south suburbs too. Now it was someone before that. Don't forget to please come and register in the south suburbs too. Help people. Yeah, please don't. Oh, Sweetest Prince said, please don't forget to register the south suburbs too. So
Okay,
we got the Spread Winkle. Spread Winkle gotta go.
You gotta help
we
me.
gotta get Spread Winkle.
Which of the south suburbs are we talking about?
We should talk about Cook, all them. Because Spread Winkle gotta go.
Harvey like 60%.
Harvey is Aurora? I don't know.
No, not Aurora.
What is the south suburb?
Dalton,
Harvey, Country Club Hills.
Hey, I'll go register, folks, because that's the thing. See, that's what's going to really tip Chicago red is when we get people to register red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, we gotta have, and that's something that we're gonna have too. We're gonna have to have all our newsletters there. We're gonna have to have we got some good people that are good with data that are on our side. Get all the data together because you're gonna have to give these to these people so they can understand. And we should, you understand? It's only right. You know, we could tell them that they're not correct, and I know that they know they're not correct. Because when you do talk to some seniors, right, they know, you know, and they'll say stuff like, "Well, we were Republicans before, you know." So they know that, but it's just giving them the literature of look how the reason why the city of Chicago is never going to get better is because it's under this Democratic leadership that has been under for forever, and you see it's just declining. It's declining. So why can't you give the Republicans a chance? And why can't you give Republicans a chance to make a change in this beautiful city? Because you're going to lose this beautiful city to people who do not care nothing about this city at all. And they happen to be.
And your children will grow up and your children will not have good jobs because the wages are being pressed down because of all the illegals that they're being hired by these companies and these restaurants and these, whatevers in Chicago. The wages are being pressed down. You think your children are going to have a good job or a grandchild going to have a good? You think they're going to care about your grandchild if they are an American citizen?
No.
And that's what I like about y'all. Can say what they want about the Hispanic community. One thing about them, they had enough sense to understand that the jobs they came over here for and what they came over here for, they wasn't going to allow the illegals to come in and they compete with them with their jobs because they understood that, like you just said, if we allow this, then our wages, the jobs, we're going to be competing with them with these jobs. The wages that we even getting going to go down. And we came over here for a better life for our family. If we allow this garbage, they going to undermine us, undercut us, and we are going to be the ones, like you said, with no with the wages going down. They understood that the Black community that voted, what the women and stuff, I respect the Hispanic community for standing up, even looking at that and understanding that. And we did what we do, still vote blue no matter who, and didn't even think about how we was going to be affected by it when we the ones who are literally been affected the most by it.
Right.
And your property taxes are going up because they are bankrupting us.
Yes.
Right? So who's going to pay for that? They're going to raise the property taxes, and that's the taxpayers who pay it. Illegal immigrants ain't going to pay those property taxes.
Yes. They take their money home. They take their money home.
They not used. I'm not trying to say they not used to shit, but they not used to shit. So you know what I'm saying? So like when they coming over here, don't get, especially the ones who are coming, because I tell people all the time, and I tell my mom this all the time, these are not the undocumented immigrants. I would call it, I would even be nice to say the migrants back then that really came over here because they looked up to, like, they had the heroes, the especially Muhammad Ali, when Muhammad Ali was like, hell no, I'm not fighting in the Vietnamese war, like Vietnam War, like, take me to prison. It was a lot of people that looked up to him, a lot of people that came over here to try a better life, to get a better life, worked hard, did everything they had to do. This what you're witnessing now is lazy illegals. Okay?
Yeah.
And just with the Indians, scamming ass Indians who are coming over here because the world has, I mean, they had made the mainstream media and everybody had made it seem like they're the only ones that are advanced in tech. Only Indians and Asians are good at math. Like nobody, not one American knows anything about mathematician. Not one American knows how to build an app. We have everything. We have only the Indians know and the Asians know. No, that's not. We're seeing that now with the decline of how terrible tech is. Tech sucks in it's terrible, and it's terrible because y'all continue to get these people over here and paying them barely pennies. They don't know nothing. They're reading just like we're at Chat GPT and just like us.
Right.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, and so it's like you're mad at a president that's trying to stop all this shit.
Instead American first. Instead American first.
And my
Say
thing
Americans first.
To Americans first. And my thing is, if you respect our country and you respect and you want to stay here because you know the opportunities that you can get here, then you will stay out the way. Because you will stay out the way and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like if I was to go to one of their countries and I really, really like their country. That's the country that I really like. I like Nassau. I love Nassau. I have to go by Nassau rules. I got to go by Nassau laws. I got to go by their policy. I was locked up in Nassau. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say, man, fuck Nassau, fuck these policies. No.
Right.
And the thing is, the last 4 years under Biden, it was a different wave of immigrants. Okay, we're not talking. I mean, a lot of them were military age young men, and a lot of, unfortunately, gangs and drug dealers, and so we're in a whole different. This is not your traditional immigration.
These are illegals. These are illegals. These are criminals.
They open their jails. They open their jails. They are safe, like Sean said.
They open up their jails, they mental asylums.
Exactly.
Over here. Like, this ain't no coincidence.
We're not getting like the cream of the crop coming over.
Right.
And just basic common sense. As 20 people break into your house, how many of them are you going to kick out?
Right. All of.
And these people act like, oh, they're here and we owe them an opportunity to have the American dream. No, I don't owe you an opportunity to have an American dream because you broke in my house.
You broke in my house.
You broke in
Yes.
Yes.
If you want to come in the right way, you can come in the right way, but don't be breaking in my house. Expect me to feed you, clothe you, give you my job, and
give you my job, right?
Let you rape me,
my job,
and let you rape my children. Oh no.
Because they were just seeking asylum.
Well, come in the right way. If you want to
come in the right way.
Let me tell you something. Y'all are out here selling hella drugs.
Yeah.
Y'all trafficking people. Y'all trafficking kids. Y'all making them. The cartel is running a lot of this shit in our government.
Yes, it is.
On top of these NGOs. Like, man, all this shit messed up. But the thing is, they just never thought that Black America, honestly, because it had to be Black America, to rise up. Like, it had to be us. Like, it had to be, we had to take the lead to be like, now, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, we minding our business. You understand? Like, we don't be, like, we just be trying to just do our little stuff over here on the side. We got our stuff now. Now y'all done brought other people over here till we already know that the government ain't shit. But damn, like, man, you know what I'm saying? So it had to take us because the white people were like, hello, like, do you see what's going on? But we can't say anything because we're racist.
We don't want to be xenophobic and racist.
Right. The white people like, hello, do y'all see what's happening? Can y'all speak up and say anything? Because look, if we say something like you said, we're xenophobic, we're racist, we're misogynistic, we're we're all of this. So we can't. What else they call the LGBT? What they call them? Homophobic. Oh, we're all these labels. Can y'all please say something?
Please. So yeah, I'm trying to tell you. So I get it. I think, like I said, everything is divine timing because. Like, I wasn't supposed to know anything about this because I would have been nipped this in the bud a long time ago. Like, I would have been a proud Republican at 21.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yes.
I probably, man, just real talk, and I probably would have got in politics because you see the issue. You understand? Like, you see the problem. You can't sit here and then you can't sit here and say that it cannot be solved because it can be solved. You cannot sit here and say, like, even when you look at you can go take all the budget from the last 10 years of how much was allocated for homelessness prevention from the state and the city and the federal. It does not make any sense why the homelessness rate is like this. For you to sit here and champion about affordable housing and argue about how this man is what Brandon Johnson say now about Trump that he
I'm so tired of that, man. Please, Trump. Again, can you please come block this man up?
It ain't no working families. And we barely got working anything. Nigga, with the housing,
we barely got jobs.
You keep talking about
all the jobs I live in Chicago.
You keep investing. What are you investing? What, like, literally, what are you investing? Like, somebody needs to ask William J. Kelly next time you see him. Ask him, what is he investing in?
He gonna say people. You know, he gonna say I'm investing in the people.
Okay, what kind of people besides the illegals?
Right. He gonna say I'm investing in Chicago and the people. You know, that's the only thing he say. I'm investing in the people.
Somebody needs to throw a shoe at him. Like how they threw a shoe at Bush. And throw a shoe at that nigga.
Right.
And stand him.
We're gonna throw some ballots at him and they're not gonna have his name on it.
Yeah, Miss Linda, we're gonna have to get together because we gotta go over there and talk to the residents now. Like you said, we need to go over there and talk to them because the victory that we received, and then, like you said, we need to go over there and talk to them and make sure we're getting that on the letterhead paper and tell them that we want to push to get the letterhead paper with Peter saying when, and we're gonna hold them accountable. But we need to. That's something we need to set up like. Real soon.
I got his chief of staff's business card.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be calling him tomorrow and getting the letter that he got from the Illinois Department of Human Services and City of Chicago because I want to see it in writing, and I'm gonna keep his feet to the fire about what's going on with this hotel. I want it to be a hotel again. Yeah, that's the point. We want it to be a hotel again so that it's not, vacant building sitting there. No, we don't want that. That's going to bring down property values too. We want a thriving hotel because it's right there on the lakefront. There's no reason why it should not be thriving. There's no COVID. There's no COVID anymore. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. The Obama Center is going to get done. And once the Obama Center gets done, then there's going to be tons of tourists coming in.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it. There's no reason for that hotel not to be resuming to be a hotel. Yeah.
So maybe we can get together and tell the residents that we need to get together because we need to make sure we hold them accountable for the time limit that they set, and and we're not going to let them go over any time limits. So we need to be precise in what we're looking for and what we want to be there. So maybe we can we can get them out and tell them that's what we need to talk about, to get them out.
We need a town hall where we where we update the residents and say, as of September 1st, X amount of illegals have been taken away. We got X amount of folks still in there, and they're going to be out by December or whatever. And this is what we're doing to make sure this building becomes a hotel. And by the way, before you leave this town hall, register to vote Republican.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah, I'm for independent Republican, but I'm really gonna stand on this Republican hill because
the policies.
Understand that you can't sit here and talk crazy trash about a party that you have never even given 30% of your vote to. Like, we literally 30% of Black people have never just went up and just vote. Like, even what they say with this. We only gave them 8%. Now, I know we gave them more. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Yeah.
This probably was a 30%. This probably was. So I'm gonna say for the midterms, I know it's gonna be a landslide. I don't even care about that. But for the landslide, it's gonna be a landslide for midterms because it's the whole Illinois is mad. Like, it's not the whole Illinois is upset. The whole Illinois is mad. There's the younger people that have already made up their mind that they're voting. They're voting conservative. They're voting red. All that. They're just not going to argue with their parents. They're also not going to argue with other people. They said that because it's my vote. It's my vote. Nobody's out on this. Is my life. So I appreciate them. So like I said, that's why I said I don't mind going back and forth because there are people that think that it's so many millions of people that are leading these no king marches. And they're like, it's like, they're not going to get back in. The Republicans not going to get back in. They are going to get back in.
Those are paid.
I'm going to be sure of it.
And let's just realize where the no kings, where that's coming from.
Right.
Okay. You know where that's coming from? That's coming from those people who hate America.
Right. They hate America. Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't want a president. They don't want period. They do want a king. They want a king over the world.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
They want to come to American flag, foreign flags, and burn the American flag and tell you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. They want to burn the flag, and then they want you to what? Follow them where? Where are they going?
And tell you that they streets. Because when we went down there, they were saying these are streets. They streets. So they want to tell you, Americans, they taking over. We taking over. This ours. So these are the people y'all gonna allow to take over and vote their people in and get their people in. These are people, y'all Americans.
Stuff like if we don't get what we want, they say they got the same. They say that everywhere. That's their same little pledge thing. If we don't get what we want, what we do? Shut it down. If we don't get what we want, get in there and shut it down.
You ain't shut nothing down.
Okay, right. Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, we're gonna shut what down? We're gonna shut America down. And who's gonna?
They keep saying that these are their streets. These are not your streets.
See,
come to the south side of Chicago and try to shut that down.
Yeah, and they know that when you start saying stuff like that to them, like, why don't you come to the south side then? They have an excuse for you. They turn the other way. They roll their eyes. They go somewhere. They talk. We do go over there. Where to 35th to the headquarters when another person gets shot and y'all want to try to make it into something racial or controversial. So y'all will do a chant outside of the 35th headquarters to shut it. If we don't get what we want, what do? Shut it down. All of them got the same shit. If we don't get what we want, shut it down.
Right, and that's the language of anarchy.
Yes.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
these are not American, people. I mean, they're Americans, but they don't want America to survive. They really don't.
Right.
They want to destroy it from the inside, and they're very aligned to do that because they want a global economy and one world government. That's what they want. Period. That's what the agenda is.
And
So
that's giving kings.
That's
giving exactly what they're trying to say here.
Yeah, and that's the agenda, and they're trying to do that in all the major cities. So people of Chicago, don't be fooled, don't be bamboozled. I'm gonna use the Malcolm X language.
Right.
Don't be bamboozled. Coming in here because they do not care about you. They don't care about your children. They don't care about your grandchildren. They don't care about your paycheck. They don't care about your job. They don't care about your 401k. They don't. And by the way, if you are a Democrat watching this video, ask yourself.
What's that? Hold on a second. What's that noise? Because I want them to hear. It's
now?
Let me see. Okay, now what you saying, Miss Linda?
If you're a Democrat, ask yourself, what has improved in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois over the last, 8 years? Since, let's just put it back 4 years. What has improved? Has your job improved? Has your job prospects improved? Has your children's education improved? Has their school improved? Has your health care improved? Has our hospital systems improved? Have you gone to the ER recently? I have gone to the ER recently. It's like overcrowded.
Yes.
I went to an ER, overcrowded. You don't think illegal migrants are crowding up these ERs so you can't even see a doctor? They're overcrowding the classroom, so your children's education is suffering. And I'll get real. They're making our streets unsafe.
Yeah.
They're making our subways unsafe, our buses unsafe.
Yeah.
So how has your life improved over the last 4 years? I mean, how has the Democrats at any level of city, state government improved your life at all?
Right.
At all? Have all these illegal immigrants improved Chicago or Illinois on any level?
Right. Right. On any level.
Period. No level. None. And this is the thing. That's why you have to think about it in the long term. You can't just fight in 2025. You have to fight and realize that if you don't fight in 2025, it's going to be worse in 2035.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You got to realize that, people. Chicago, I'm talking to you. You have to realize whatever is bad in 2025 is going to be 100 times worse in 2035. And it's going to be 2,000 times worse in 2045. Because the problems are only going to get worse as the illegal migrants take root and have children.
For had kids. That's what I keep saying. They kids and then they kids. That's exactly what I keep saying.
You're going to be paying for them for the rest of your life. You'll be paying for their children, their grandchildren, their education, their housing, their food for the rest of your life. If we don't fight now, we're going to fight 100 times later in 10 years, 5 years. This is why these times and this 2026 is so important. That's why we have to get so many people to wake up and become Republicans or even independents that vote Republican.
Yes,
if you're not ready to go all the way, just register as an independent and vote Republican.
Yeah.
Because the Democrats do not want you to thrive. They do not want your family to thrive. They want illegal migrants to thrive, and you pay for it.
And you pay for it. Yes, they do.
You like paying for it.
Yep.
And you better not complain paying for it.
You better not complain. And not only that, we're gonna give ourselves a raise.
And we're gonna give ourselves a raise while you're paying for all these folks who
Yep.
broke into America,
and your taxes going up. You about to be homeless because you losing your home because you can't. So you working
Right.
2 or 3 jobs. You ain't around your kids. You ain't around nothing. You working 2 or 3 jobs to pay for illegals and your politicians' salaries.
And that's probably why Yancey's fighting so hard for this eviction ordinance, because he knows that all these illegals going to force a lot of folks to get evicted because there's only so many apartments out here in Chicago.
Yes.
There's only so many. And if a landlord can get all these illegals and the government's going to pay, and that's what's happening.
They're renting to illegals. They're renting to illegals.
That's what's happening in New York City.
Yes.
Mayor Adams, all these people who were in those hotels cannot afford to stay in the hotels because the illegals, the deal that the city government made with the hotel to house the illegals is so high, the regular hotel guests can't even afford it. So they gotta leave. They can't even afford to stay in the hotels because the government's paying so much to the hotels to house the illegals.
That's how it is here with these apartment buildings. I talk to many people, residents, who say they can't even find an apartment because of the fact landlords now are renting to illegals because they're getting so much money. So they rent to it. And it's some people who then inbox me, message me that they landlords and kick them out. They saying they have to leave for renovations. You know, they making up stuff, but they renting and they gotta leave. But when they rent fixing, get them out, they rent to illegals.
Can you see the chat, Danny? I can't.
Yeah. It's they were saying
it's fight and organize. Trump will back you up. Said you need to fight and organize. The Venezuelans' babies are being diagnosed with congenital syphilis.
See, right? So who you think's gonna pay for all that health care for all these babies?
I'm a senior. I just had to pay $1,000 for a crown.
And then I saw one comment said, I went to the ER, and it was all filled with Mexicans, and I couldn't even see. I had to sit there and wait and stuff.
I went to the ER because I had a irritation on my eye. The security guard said these people have been here since last night.
Wow.
I was like, what? So I drove a half an hour to another ER. Is that crazy? I can't go to the ER. Thank God I could drive. Thank God I could drive myself. But I mean, I had to drive another half an hour to get to the ER because.
Which one did you go to? University of Chicago? The first one?
The first one, which was the first one? The first one might have been University of Chicago.
Yeah, Northwestern getting bad too. Northwestern getting in and out. And when the last time I was there, the doctor came in and was like, he's looking wanted to cry. So it's like our healthcare system is broken.
It was broken before all these illegal immigrants came, and now it's like it's hope. It's like that's why deportation has to be, constant. We can't have this. Once in a while deportation. No, it's got to be like constant. You can't have, because the coming through the back door, breaking down the door. That wasn't once in a while. That was every day for 4 years. That was 24/7 for 4 years or 8 years, whatever it was.
Yeah, that was millions pouring in. Yup.
So that's why we gotta. I mean, if we can pressure Trump to do this executive order to make it illegal to have sanctuary states and cities and make it illegal to have them nationwide and enact this mass deportation thing, not just the folks who are, of course, the hardened criminals, the people doing the hard crimes and stuff should be at the top of that list of deportation, but to eradicate these sanctuary state and sanctuary city policies, he could do that, and that would really help to it would help make these cities safer. It would help alleviate the homelessness. If you care about homelessness, deportation will solve some homelessness.
It really would,
and it would alleviate all these people overcrowding the schools, all these people overcrowding these apartments, all these people overcrowding our emergency rooms, all these people taking jobs. All these people taking jobs.
And then American wages. So they're taking the jobs, and then the jobs we get, like our wages are going down.
Yeah.
So
why
we're not getting paid.
Why should I pay more wages if I could pay, an illegal immigrant, $10 an hour?
Right. Yep.
As a business person, why would I do that?
Why would I do that? Look, Renee said Trump had so much on his plate. Yes, and the Dems did it, and they're fighting him. So Trump had the fake news media. He had the Democrats going against him. That's why it's so important that we rise up as Americans, because Trump, I keep saying, Trump can't do this all by himself. He doing it, but like doing his best, but he can't do it. If the American people rise up and show him that we're behind him, he can do a lot more, because he'll have the confidence to just let it ride and not worry about, okay, they saying this and they saying that and making him look this way and doing this. We the people will be like, listen, if y'all stay in that man way, you won't have that seat come election time. See, if we start speaking up and say, do that, mess with that man, stop, like these Democrats that's fighting this deportation and stuff. If we rise up and say, I wish another one of y'all would go into these ICE detentions and fight Trump, we would make sure you won't get into that seat. And I'm talking about your vote blue no matter who is, because it's black people who doing this. We the ones who's keeping this Democrat machine going in these inner cities. If we black people rise up and stop being stupid, if we rise up and say, any one of you Democrats, go and let me see y'all fighting for illegal. Let me see you fighting for anything that we're against. I bet you won't be in that seat. I want to see one of y'all fighting President Trump for deportation, because that's hurting us the most. If we rise up, y'all, and just do that, these people will be like, oh my God. Because right now the illegals can't vote where they are voting, but right now they really can't vote like they want them to vote. That's why they pushing for them. But we the ones, the black people, the one who vote blue no matter who. 98% of our 98 to 95% of our vote, 60 years, we give it to the Democrat Party. We keep these people in power. If we would rise up, we can change the dynamics of everything. That's why they keep us dumb. That's why they do us the way they do us.
Well, see, the thing about it is people need knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to get it from the mainstream media. So I'm glad that we're doing things like this video, because people, once they know better, they'll do better, right?
Yeah.
So I think if people have the knowledge and the facts, like it's not, because people think, oh, you're just a one issue. Why do you keep talking about illegal immigration? Why is that your one issue? Because that one issue affects every part of your life. It affects every man, woman, and child in this state. I don't care if you live in Chicago. Your state tax dollars are being spent on illegal immigrants. You can live in Peoria on a townhouse on a farm, and your tax dollars are going to pay for illegal immigration. If you understand that, and if you could be a millionaire living on Lakeshore or whatever, and your tax dollars are going to pay for illegal immigration, and your tax dollars are going to pay for, and those tax dollars are going to be taken away from education, from police services, firefighters, paramedics, doctors. They got to come from someplace. The pie is not unlimited, right? So the folks down in Springfield, in their shady dealings, the Democratic-controlled state assembly, in their 3,000-page budget that they didn't give the Republicans time to read, and you know why, we know why, are using your tax dollars for illegal immigrants and for all of their social services, for their food, housing, everything, education, healthcare, and they're taking it away from your social services. And I think if people, especially Black folks, realize that oh my gosh, this is affecting my health care. And by the way, you drive, okay? You black person, you are driving in your car and somebody hits your car in another car. And if they are an illegal alien, immigrant, oh, no, they're not going to get any problem. They're not have no problem.
That's what I keep saying.
They ain't going to go to jail. They don't have to pay you a penny.
Yep.
You have to pay. Your insurance is going to pay for that car accident. Your healthcare is going to have to pay for whatever injuries you got because of that accident. Because there's a whole lot of illegal immigrants driving around these highways and these streets, and you think you're immune. Watch someone hit you and see if they have any insurance and they're illegal, and see what happens. Nothing's going to happen to them. Ain't nothing going to happen.
And your insurance going to go up. Your insurance
going to go up. Your premium's going to go up. They'll go to the ER, right? And your tax dollars are paid for their ER, right? I mean,
but you go there, yeah, and you got paid free. They gonna go right, everything free for them. That's right. That's right.
Nothing. Oh no. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, around Home Depot and Lowe's and places, you see a lot of illegal primarily male migrants hanging around looking for day work, right? At least 50 hanging out at the Home Depot near my job. At least 50. I called the police. I called the police because I think this is called loitering.
Let us go.
In my book, they call that loitering. Right?
Yeah, let us be up there like that.
They call that loitering. You know what happened, girl? Let me tell. I want everybody who's watching this video, listen up. I call the police, I report it, right? I hang up. Half an hour later, I get a phone call from the police.
What?
The police called me back and said, why did you call us? I said, because there's over 50 folks loitering in front of Home Depot. Oh, well, that's nothing wrong. This is a police officer. This is a police officer of Chicago talking to me, calling me back on my phone, saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they're just looking for day work.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I see, because we're a sanctuary city. That's what the police are doing right now. They're not enforcing the laws. There's no trespassing. There's no loitering laws anymore. As long as it's illegal immigrants doing it, it doesn't matter. Now, ask yourself, whoever's watching this video, if you have 50 to 70 black men.
Say it. Say it.
I say, you got 50 to 70 black men hanging outside of Home Depot. OMG. The police, I wouldn't even have to call.
That right.
Police would be having them, rounding them up, taking them downtown.
Right.
Come on.
We keep telling them they didn't even, like my husband before he retired, they couldn't even lock them up. They would be, even when they were living in a police station, they'd be outside fighting, doing drugs, selling sex, all type of stuff, drinking. They couldn't even lock them up.
And I'll say another thing. What happened to permits to sell street vending permits? Oh no, you don't need a street vending permit. If you're a legal migrant, no. You can just start selling wherever you want to sell on whatever street. Doesn't matter. You could have your babies with you. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You can
in the middle of the road. You got your baby with you in the middle of the road.
There was a man selling porcelain, looked like statues. He just had them on the curb, like lined up along the sidewalk, and he was laying face down. Was it face down on the sidewalk? I called the police. You know what the police said? Well, is he okay? Yeah, seriously, is he okay? Is he bothering anybody?
Y'all, we can't make this up. You can't make this up.
I am not making this up. This happened a couple of weeks ago. This is our police. This is Chicago police, right?
Because Brandon told them they couldn't do it. Step down. You cannot arrest these people. But not wow. I gotta go and get permits to go have workouts in the park. I gotta go get permits.
Oh, yeah,
insurance,
girl,
insurance. But I gotta go as a Chicago citizen. I gotta go make sure I got permits. I gotta go make sure I got insurance. I gotta go make sure I'm good. But they can do that. But you are citizens and you got to go through all these hoops.
Yeah.
But they can just go out and say, I'm getting ready to just start doing, I'm going to go in the park and sell anything. I'm going to go in the park and just start doing anything I want to do.
On the street.
I'm going to just do whatever I want to do. And then say, why y'all locking me up? Why y'all, all the black men in Chicago need to go to Home Depot and just go out there and play your music and just go have a party. Go sell
50 black men go to Home Depot and see what happens.
Go sell your paintings, whatever you want to sell. Go sell, do everything, and then and be around and go right there where the illegals at. Go right there with them. So when the police come and they you locking me up, go lock them up right there too.
That's right. You lock me
go
up.
Right there with them.
Lock them up. Thank you.
You gotta lock them up. I want about 50.
I'm looking for day work.
Y'all looking for day work. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go sell stuff right there in front of them. Everything. We're gonna be a big happy family. But you better not say nothing to me.
I mean, they have basically castrated the police. These policies have castrated the police.
They have.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
That's why my husband retired. He said, I'm not gonna deal with this. He said, because you have been hurt. You know, like you gonna be to hurt somebody, and then you gotta be worried. You have to worry about as an American citizen your pension gonna be gone. Now you gotta worry about your pension being gone. Everything you can work the job for 20-some years, and now messing around with these people, you gotta worry about your pension gone and worry about what you can't do and can't do, and you done did something that because you can't arrest these people and do all. He said, "No, I ain't been dealing with that." He retired.
And I just want to bring this up. How come we're not hearing protests from the teachers about these overcrowded classrooms with all these illegal migrant children? How come we're not hearing any protests from teachers? Right? Okay, 1 second. How come we're not?
Why? Y'all not, I mean, these ain't the questions y'all just want to ask yourself. Like, if your son go out here, he getting locked up. But these illegal sets can do whatever they want to do. Y'all don't have a problem with that. That's okay to y'all. That's okay.
If you're a teacher and you care about education and you now have a class of 50 people, 25 of them don't even speak any English, do not have any vaccinations, by the way.
No vaccinations.
And how come we're not hearing from the Chicago Teachers Union coming out against illegal immigration?
Why would they do that?
That's because they are dyed blue.
Yes.
They are blue. They don't care about no children's education. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. Because
they are.
If I were a teacher and I saw all this happening, but they could rise up against COVID. They could rise up against, I'm not teaching during COVID. Don't make me go to class. I'm not going to go to class and get, COVID, But you can't even hear a whisper. There's no whisper from these teachers about all these illegal children, illegal migrant children in their classrooms. Not a whisper. Not a whisper. Because we can't go against the Democratic plan.
No.
We can't go against the Democratic plan, even though it's messing up our education system. It's messing up our children. Half of these children can't even speak English or read. It's not just Spanish speakers. It's different types of language speakers.
Yeah.
They barely can keep up with the bilingual children. So forget the other languages. So, but
our kids are just being left behind
from the teachers union. Ain't no teachers complaining about that, because why? As long as the Democrats are in charge, that's all they care about.
That's all they care.
As long as they get their raise, as long as they get, Brandon is still there, and Brandon, the little puppet, is still there doing their will. They ain't gonna say boo about illegal migrant children overcrowding their classroom.
They sure not. That's disgusting. It's stuff like that. That's right there. It is sickening because
But they are protesting no kings.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they out
no
there.
kings. Right. They protest no kings.
No kings. Oh, they out there. But
plenty of
setting up,
CTE
selling
shirts out
merchandise.
there.
They were selling merchandise, wasn't they?
They selling merchandise out there too.
They had Malcolm X.
Yeah,
They had
CTU
Malcolm X
selling
buttons.
big merch. CTU selling big merch. CTU selling merch. Let me tell you about how messed up this No Kings, how weird this whole No Kings shit is. They are selling Malcolm X pins and bags, knowing that Malcolm X hated the white liberal.
And the Democrats.
And the Democrats.
And because Malcolm X said the Democratic Party and the white.
And they are selling they're selling his quotes on buttons and on bags. That's why I know that our ancestors, I know my ancestors are with me. I know they standing 10 toes down with me. I know I'm doing the right. I know what I'm doing is righteous, and I know my people's with me because that right there alone is like this. I'm trying to tell you, this is a game, and they are so mad that we have woken up, and it's like, nah, we ain't with this shit. Like this, hell no. Like,
where's the teachers protesting the demise of education due to overcrowding, due to illegal immigration? Where is that protest? Where is it? You care about education? Why don't you stand up and say, we can't do this? This is not going to work. Y'all got to go back to your countries. This is not going to work.
Because American kids are being left behind. We can't teach them. It's too much. It's overcrowded. So the American kids not even getting the education because of this. We can't do this. Oh,
and we're not, the American children were damaged because of COVID.
Yes.
So they haven't even caught up.
They don't care about them kids.
Right,
really
thank you.
Them kids.
They haven't even caught up to what happened because of COVID. Because half of them regressed in their education because of COVID. Now they're going to regress even more because of illegal immigration overcrowding the classrooms.
Yes.
Where's the teacher standing up for them? Where's the teacher standing up for them? Oh, no,
But I'm trying to tell you, everything needs a revamp. From the police, to the teachers, to the government, to the that's what I'm saying. I'm not upset that Trump fired a lot of these federal employees. They weren't doing shit anyway. And it needs to be honestly, it needs to happen with the police department. It needs to happen with the teachers.
Yeah.
Some of these people, they just need to be fired. They're not here because they want to make a difference. They're not here because they're because all these people are supposed to be public servants now. Even from the federal employees. We're
paying all these teachers.
And you guys have the nerve to give us this terrible customer service. Like I said, I look at this as we're the consumers. We're always going to be the consumers. Consumers, because the government is a business. I don't care what nobody said. People can sit here and try to. I remember Andre Vasquez, slow ass, gonna say the government is not a business. Yes, the fuck it is. And at the end of the day, we are a consumer. We are the ones who are funding this business. And anytime that we have an issue, it should never be a problem getting what's needed, especially an American citizen who put work in, who put work generations in, who contribute to this economy for a very long time, especially Black America. And so my thing is, though, if you guys cannot, if the Democratic Party cannot respect that, which they have never respected that, because if they did, our communities would not look the way they look. So since you guys gonna die on this illegal immigrant hill, that's what y'all are doing, that's what y'all decided to do in 2025, then we'll make sure that I'm flushing the toilet in the Democratic toilet, and y'all just gonna never come back. Y'all are never gonna come back ever into any type of powerful position because y'all don't know how to act. Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all don't care about people. Y'all are criminals. Y'all are evil. Y'all are demonic. Y'all have a demonic spirit that's over there. Yeah,
Well,
sick.
We also, I mean, I think you were also, to rewind what you were saying a little bit, we need an Illinois Doge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means those just talking about.
Yeah. We need an Illinois Doge.
We just said that.
A Chicago Doge and an Illinois Doge. Because
We
the
just
Illinois
said that.
Doge will get rid of a lot of the state waste, corruption, and fraud. The Chicago Doge will get rid of it on the city level, right?
City level.
The waste, fraud, and corruption. Because there's so much, but we do need state Doge and a city Doge.
Yes.
And I think our agenda needs to be Illinois first. And
Illinois first.
What I mean by that is it's almost like a little offshoot of America First, but it's adapted for Illinois. So any organization or policy or plan that hurts Illinois, people of Illinois, has to be changed or deleted. Right?
Yeah.
If you're a union and your union practices are working against the children of Illinois, the children of Chicago, y'all got to change the policy or we're going to change you. Right?
Yeah. That's it.
Shout out to Mama Doris. Mama Doris in the chat.
Mama Doris? Is that Mama Doris?
That's who.
Yeah.
That's honestly.
Yeah. Mama Doris say what? She said we must.
She said,
and then whatever.
We must stay on the land. That is what they want us to do. Leave the city. Don't give up our voting power.
Amen.
Yeah. And what did whatever say? Whatever said this. Look at go up wherever said. I was reading that.
Oh, I'm not from Chicago. I live here now. I was born and raised in the red state. I just really hope Chicago flips, or else I'm moving out of Chicago, baby. It's already flipped, baby. You don't gotta go nowhere. You know, we're gonna have we're gonna have a time. We're gonna have a time. But honestly, Miss Linda, you and Mama Doris got to team up over there since y'all are both in Newport. So maybe that is maybe we can figure out a date. And then we meet, me, you, Danny, Miss Linda, and Mama Doris, and that's how we go from there. Because Mama Doris ain't playing, and you're not playing. So that's really, and you're a powerful voice over there, and Mama Doris is a powerful voice. And honestly, that's all that we need.
Yeah, that's what we need.
The other people understand. There's a lot of people that respect Mama Doris. There's a lot of people that respect you, Miss Linda. There's a lot of people that respect our organization. A lot of people respect me and Danny. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's hard. It's not going to be hard. And I'm not going to let anybody take what we built, what we're building, and what we have built already. Because what we've done, we're shy of a year of Chicago Fist Red forming as an organization, but we've done a lot in that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, we're also gonna, and we just started doing it tonight, come up with our agenda, the Illinois First agenda, and platform by platform, education, healthcare, public safety, jobs, businesses, come up with our own plan that we are putting out there, not just anti-Democrat, but pro-Republican. And here's what we're gonna bring Illinois First. This is our plan. Because people want to know, what am I voting for?
Right.
Not just what am I voting against.
Right.
So we're gonna start. I've already started writing up Illinois First platform.
Yeah, we gotta come together because we all and get on one accord, Miss Linda, and all of us, because that's what we gotta do. We own it. That's it, Miss Linda.
We'll have all the different groups sign on to the plan. All the candidates and Republicans sign on to the plan.
The
governor. Yes. Who's the sheriff who's running for governor? The Republican.
Whoever we decide that we want to
Whoever we
endorse or
decide,
give back.
exactly. Whoever we decide, exactly.
They gonna have to
Some
agree.
of these people out here is capped right now.
Yeah, we don't want the capping. We don't want the
so we gotta
don't be coming
have our
here.
meetings.
Don't be posing. Don't be
we gotta have our
no,
we gotta do this. We gotta do this real strategically.
Yeah.
Real strategically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, well,
and they got to agree to that plan. They got when we come up with the plan that we want to implement, they're gonna have to agree to this is what it is. If they not, then we're not endorsing them, we're not backing them, or we're not, this is not what it is. Because the plan we implementing, like you say, it's America first, it's a Chicago first, it's Illinois
first.
That's what we're doing.
Illinois first is a Chicago first is a subset of Illinois first, right?
Okay.
Because Chicago cannot do things that will hurt Illinois. See, that's the thing.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
Illinois cannot sink because of what Chicago's doing.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
we gotta be very strategic in that too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we will.
Yeah.
So, I started ours. So yeah, we're gonna link up when I come back. I'll be back hopefully by Wednesday.
So Miss Linda, can you tell the people? I know you got a book and things like that. Can you tell them before we get up out of here what you got going on, how to find everything?
Yeah, let me go get a copy of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and somebody asked when we're gonna still be. We asked DC July 3rd.
That's up. Yeah.
Yes. We are July 3rd. It's a Supreme protest. July 4th, we tailgating. Yes, we are. We will be there. And
we need to.
We're inviting you guys to come as well.
We need y'all here because that's what we just said. They're gonna have a No Kings protest, and this is very important what we're talking about because the Supreme Court have to rule on the 14th Amendment and
he wants to end birthright citizenship act, which he needs to. It needs to be ruled to end it because it's being
illegal aliens.
They abused it.
And they trying to give it, and they're trying to fight for the Democratic Party is trying to fight for illegals. And we're saying, as freedmen, as Black Americans, that no, and the original intent was for the descendants of the enslaved. Do not change it to give it to illegals, nothing. And we're going to fight for that. So we're going to be down there at the Supreme Court, and we're going to stand and say, no, this is our amendments. This is for us, and we are not allowing anybody to come in and you all to change the original intent. So we're going to be making a celebration, tailgating, some panels and things. We're gonna have a really nice time, and that during that time we have the Democratic Party having this No Kings garbage. So that's gonna be good. But if all the freedmen show up in solidarity to say, no, we don't care what y'all protesting about, but we're taking our status back. We're taking those amendments back. We're taking who we are back in this country, and we're not allowing nobody else to rattle off our coattail of what our ancestors did.
So I live in St. Mary's County, Maryland. I plan to see you guys at the Supreme Court. Okay, Pink got it.
Yes. So
bring me some crabs. Please bring me some crabs. I need some crabs. I love some crabs, man.
So you all can go to info@chicagored.com.
Info at Chicago Flips Red.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. info@chicagoflipsred.com. Yeah. And we're gonna put all that put all that in the chat. So and just let us know because we want to just get a head count, just so we can know about how many people coming and things like that. Okay, Miss Linda.
All right, yes,
Linda. I just missed what was in the chat there. Something about
they said we need 2 strong candidates with Trump guts. Chicago will win mayor, governor. Yes, and Cook County board president, and we taking out at least I want at least 40 of them alderman seats. I get 40. It's about maybe.
Yes.
I know 3. It's only 3 that I would like. If I like logically, that makes sense. And this and people like that's real. This is real. I don't even rock with her, but Deborah Silverstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a solid alderman for her ward. Yeah. Jim Gardner.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick with them 2 right now. It's a more, but logically, and I don't even rock with her. But logically, when it comes to what she does for her ward, she's an alderman that every other alderman should have been like.
Yeah.
And I talked to conservative candidate for state senator Patrick Harlan, who's running for I think the 17th district or the 14th, I forget.
Oh yeah, you know what? I wanna we have to interview her.
Yeah, you should have him on.
Yeah, yeah. He's a very good supporter.
Yeah.
Actually, when we went to DC when you testified, he donated. He donated like $500 to get us there.
He
did. So shout out to Patrick Harley. Yeah, he did.
He said that if we got 18, was it 18 or 20? Let's say 20. If we got 20 Republican state level, state assembly people or state senators, we could flip the state assembly red.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna reach out to him. I got his information. I'm gonna reach out to him to do him and Goodman. I'm gonna have Goodman on here too. He's running for senator as well. But yeah, Patrick, I want to interview him. There's another guy who's running for Secretary of State. A lot of people don't know. He hasn't announced yet, but he's been reaching out to me. So yeah, his name is I'm gonna say Walter. I can't pronounce that last name. Good old Walt. But yeah, so I think that is because people need to understand, like, people ain't playing this time.
Yeah.
People are not playing this time.
No.
Thank God it's
on the website for July for Save Our Republic is on ChicagoFistRed.com. But if you send me an email to zoe@ChicagoFistRed.com, I will send you all the itinerary and everything, Pink Goddess. So that's ZOE@ChicagoFlipsRed.com. I'll put it in here for anybody else that has any questions as well. Danny has it too, but she don't check her email.
I don't even.
We have to do that for her.
I just had to get this new email that I had to learn. Please don't do that to me.
Yeah. So. Yeah, just DM her. She's better with DMs. The best
way to DM
her is on Instagram and on X.
Yeah, _you_fitness. You against you fitness or Danielle Carter Walters on Facebook. Like if you message me, I'm better at those. I'll get back to you with that.
Yeah. Or if you DM the ChicagoFistRed.com or info@ChicagoFistRed.com, somebody will send her the email. To tell her to look at it. Yeah, that's how we gotta do. That's how we gotta do with little Danny. Old Danny, old tender. She don't know that.
Yeah, I am.
Well, okay. Let's let it. All right. So it's called The Chronicles of George Floyd.
Yep, The Chronicles of George Floyd. I wrote it. It's just out on Amazon, Amazon.com on paperback. So please get it. It's all about, George Floyd. And it's my take on it. It's not a Republican take. It's not a Democratic take. It's my take.
Blended take.
And half the book are the poems about George Floyd, and the other half are writings about my life and different aspects of social justice. So I would love for everyone to go out and get it on Amazon.
I'm gonna get one too, but I want you to sign mine. You got some with you?
What?
Yeah.
You have some
Yeah, I have some here too. I have some.
So I'm gonna buy one and you can sign. I need you to sign mine.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Any last words?
Well, I'll give my last word. I don't want to. So, I think people have to realize the power that they have. If people realize the power that they have, and they value their lives and the lives of their children and their grandchildren, and they will realize that the party that is in charge now does not care. When I say that does not care, I mean they do not care. They do not care about your financial health, your physical health. They don't care about your children's health, your children's education, and your public safety. And see, that's the thing. They take an oath. Every elected official takes an oath. And if they're not going to watch out for your public safety, everything else builds on that foundation. If that foundation is not there, you do not owe them your vote, because they have abdicated their role as a public servant that you voted for. You pay their salary, you pay their pensions, it's coming out of your pocket. So they owe you at least public safety.
Yes.
And they don't care about that, then you don't owe them your vote. So I would just encourage people to think about that, realize how powerful you are, and register as a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
That's my last word.
Someone said, I just want to say Sheriff James. Yes, Sheriff James Mendrick is a Republican.
Mama Doris said something too. I just want to know when you finish. Mama Doris said something about Tarver and stuff. So I just wanted you to.
Yeah, I posted on that. She was saying that Tarver was for the shelter, and Yancey was too.
Okay.
Yeah. And Robert Peters was too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Sheriff James Mendrick, yeah, he's a Republican. He's the sheriff for DuPage County. He came to our first Red Hour. We had a Red Hour in DuPage County. Shout out to Miss Jack. Shout out to Miss Jack for letting us host it at her house in DuPage County. And he came. I'm still waiting to hear back from him. I wanted him to write we have a newsletter for Chicago First Red, and I wanted him to speak about what happened in DuPage County. It was this person who got like a $50 million lawsuit in the jails, and it didn't make, like, it was dumb. It wasn't like he's the sheriff, so he can't be there. He wasn't there. But I just wanted to understand, like, how, like, like his take on it, just like, and that just happened like a week before I got locked up at the White House. So my thing is transparency is key, because people start asking me about my stuff. So it's like, in order for us to start this off right, let's get all this out, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You want us to stand with you as the governor. We want people to stand with us as well, but people are going to ask me those questions. Hey, why did you get locked up at the White House? You understand? Like, I don't have no, I got locked up because I had an old ass warrant. Like, I used to be a savage. You know what I'm saying? Like, but his wife never got back to me. And I've seen him twice after this, and I've even said something to him. And, we'll talk about it. He's never had. So what I'm learning is a lot of these people that are running for office are shying away from having these uncomfortable conversations. And my thing is, Trump is not going to shy away from certain things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's going to give his take. He has given his take. Now, if people don't like his take, it doesn't matter. He still speaks on it. And that is how everybody is going to have to be, especially moving forward in this next election cycle from the midterms. And so that's one thing I do not like about James Mendrick. So that's something that I don't appreciate about him. And I feel like he's ducking a conversation with me. And the crazy thing is, I just asked, it just could be a paragraph.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It could be a
And it may
bad
not be nothing. It may not even be nothing that he serious or nothing like that. We're not saying he did it or nothing. It may not even be that. But like she was saying, because if you campaign, these people might, the Democrats bring up everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. They'll like they will love like because that's what you're playing. You're playing a game with these people. And the game, what's up? Thank you for that ascension. I just came across this live. So glad that I did. I appreciate you.
Thank
I hope
you,
you like it,
Netta.
subscribe it. You got pretty teeth. You got pretty teeth, like teeth, baby. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I just so yeah, that's my thing. Like, we gotta do this right. And like people decided to get in this fight. When I got in this fight, I wasn't thinking about, oh shit, they're gonna bring up my past. My past has nothing to do with what I'm fighting for. And I'm fighting for, again, my family on some personal stuff. But while I was fighting for my mom, I saw the issue. Like, damn, they doing this to my mom. Imagine how many other people they're doing this to, and they don't even understand how we can fight this. Like, we can fight this and we can win this. And that's what I see. So anybody that tries to deter that or try to make it something different, I look at you sideways. That's number one. And number two is, I feel like are you the person that should be in that position? Because if you ducking little shit like this, why would I feel secure with you being the governor?
Wasn't he at the Regal Theater?
Yeah, he was in the Regal Theater. I spoke to him there again, and he, to me, I mean, for me, I think he said he recognized you, right? Yeah, he recognized you right from the Red Hour. Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's great meeting you. Great meeting you, nigga. I'm the one who got you to come to the Red Hour. So I'm just saying, like, stuff like that. Like, we just gotta be people looking at stuff like that, and I'm not gonna stand with a person who I feel like we're just going to put another person in there just because they're red this time, because that you got people that are actually supporting us, actually supporting Danielle, actually supporting Zoe, actually supporting other people, actually supporting Jessica, actually supporting people. You know what I'm saying? So they're really looking into,
supporting Miss Linda, supporting Mama Doris.
Yeah. So like when they're actually and they have confidence in what you're doing and what you're you're out here on the front, you got to make sure that who you endorse, is going to be someone that represents what the organization represents.
And that's why we have to have that plan and platform in place, because that is the litmus test, right? That's the test. Do you agree, and are you going to work toward all these goals and all these principles that we're laying forth in this platform? And if not, we can't endorse you.
Yeah, and you're right. See, the thing is, people, we didn't come in here. We wasn't no trained politician. We wasn't groomed to be a lying politician and things like that. This ain't who we are. You got grassroots people who grew up and they experienced everything that y'all experiencing. So you got people who might fuck the police. You got people that might get a DUI. You might get people who get locked up for doing domestic or something, because this is everyday life these people we live in. So ain't nobody trying to be perfect and things like that.
There's no perfect politician. Like,
it's no perfect.
Even going back to Clinton, with the getting head in the Oval Office. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I was a child. You know what I'm saying? I remember my mom like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I remember on the phone with my aunt, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's going on, Mom? Girl, cover your eyes. It's the news. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But it's just saying that there's no perfect politician out here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love Marion Barry. I'm a ride for Marion Barry. I feel like that was the best black mayor on earth. You understand? But there are people that say, well, he was a crackhead. What the fuck does that got to do with all the policies that he implemented, all the black jobs people got, all the black jobs that kids got during the summertime. Like that's the reason why DC was chocolate city. You know what I'm saying? He really put people in the positions that he was putting in. Now, if he wanted to smoke crack on his after hours, that ain't got shit to do with me. That's like I like strippers. If I decide on Saturday I need to go to Blue Flame real quick, and be like, oh, I seen that. Who?
Right. It's the policies again. It's like, are you fighting for these policies?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's the end of the conversation. Are you fighting for the people? Are you fighting for these policies? Are you fighting for the people of Chicago, their children, their jobs, their health care, their safety? Then that's all a politician needs to be worried about.
The human basics, the common sense basics, the logical basics, the things that we should have been doing a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's why you got people who have never, ever, I would have never, 10 years ago, Danny, you would thought you've been doing this?
I would have never thought.
Miss Linda.
Never.
What?
10 years ago, you think you'd be doing this?
No, I was in Rhode Island.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I was living. I thought I was gonna be somewhere. I thought I was gonna have my gym built, training people, and making Chicago healthy again and everything. That's what I thought.
Right.
I came back to Chicago.
I didn't choose this life. This life chose me.
I came back to Chicago to help take care of my mom.
Right.
In 2015 or whatever, 2013, whatever it was.
Right. Like I'm like, so I didn't choose this life. This life chose me.
Yeah.
I didn't choose, you never. This not even what I ever imagined that I would be doing. And so yeah, that's so true. What you just said. So I didn't choose this at all.
Right. So
but I said yes.
Thank God.
But I said yes. But what I did do was, this is what I have to be honest with. I told Jesus yes. When he was on me, I just said, now when I just totally surrendered to him and said, all right, Lord, I'm not, whatever your will is, I'm done with trying to do things my way. Whatever your will is for my life, I say yes. And whatever it is. Now, when I said that, I never knew it was going to be this. But that was when I said yes to him. So, yeah. Yup.
Yeah, there are another. There's a few other people that's running for governor, but also no. I mean, no. Like, actually, it's time to start research looking for a governor now. I feel like the governor part. I feel like we have some good candidates for the senator, but it's time to look for the governor and the lieutenant governor.
But also the state senators and the state assembly.
Yeah, the state senators.
Because what good is a Republican governor when these Democratic crooks in Springfield got control of the money?
Yeah. Yes, we got.
No,
yes,
and that's what. And I feel like that's why we have to start doing these weekly meetings. Like Mama Doris has been trying to do this since, like, honestly, February. She's gonna rent out a place and try to get, because she has the percentage down of the votes. You understand? Of how many people won by certain votes and stuff like that. We have Lynetta. She helped get some of the data. We have other people. Shout out to Jay Laz and a few other people that have the data ready for us. So it's just about sitting down and getting and figuring out the vacancies. Because the vacancies, if we can get people just to run off the vacancies, they're automatically getting them seats. So that's number one. Then you have the ones who are double, like for instance, the person running against Christian Maxwell is running against just Jonathan Jackson, but there's also another guy, I think his name is Mark Sims. He's also running against Jonathan Jackson as a Republican. So there's two Republicans running against
Jonathan Jackson.
You understand what I'm saying? When one of them could get a vacancy. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's just stuff. These are the times to have these conversations and give them the option. Like, look, it's 4 of y'all running for this one, but hey, these are some that you can just slide up in. You understand?
Right.
And you slide up in, and nobody don't even know you in there. And now we can start making these changes, but only on the Illinois first, Chicago first red agenda. Because if you're not on this agenda, we're not endorsing. If you're not for this agenda, we're not endorsing you.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So so good luck. You understand? Yeah. Good luck with what you got going on, but don't come over to Chicago first red expecting an endorsement if you're not going to go with the Chicago first red agenda.
Absolutely.
First,
the Illinois first and Chicago first agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't playing.
Yeah, we ain't playing.
Are not playing.
So, okay. All right. Well, that's that piece, man. We be on here. It be so good, though. But I be like, we're going to do 45 minutes. 3 hours later.
3 hours later.
3 hours later. But we got up to a total of 938 people were watching us from all different platforms. So we appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys can just donate $1, that's $938.
Yes, $1.
I'm going to come on here tomorrow because I have to talk about Brandon Johnson and how they snuck and had a meeting with those people in South Shore who was getting evicted by 25th. They only gave them $2,500. It's like they're getting displaced, like it's a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Wait, what did you just say?
What happened?
Him and Yancey had a meeting at Yancey's office with some of the people who are getting evicted from these two apartments, them two apartment buildings in South Shore. They were so bad that they're getting like condemned, like they were so bad, and so they're getting evicted out. But the management companies, slumlord management companies, one owned by a Patel, is giving $2,500 to each resident. What is that? Nothing, right? Yeah.
$2,500.
$2,500. They have until the 25th now. So 2 days to get out. He snuck and had a meeting with these people with Marlene Hopkins. Marlene Hopkins she needs to be she already been investigated and they've already recommended her to leave. But guess what they did? Joe Ferguson, he left. The inspector general, the one who said that she needs to leave, he ended up leaving. So I don't understand how that happened. But she is the person is running these illegal eminent domain schemes in our communities because she's been in business department for a very long time. She also worked with our corporate counsel when she was in building departments too. Mary Richardson Lowry. This is how deep this gets. This is how sick this is. And all this work, but she knew about how terrible those buildings were over there. How terrible they were, and they probably was paying her under the table, giving her something so she don't come down there. So it ended up getting so bad, and so many people writing about it and stuff like that. Like I'm going to talk about the residents that eventually they gave them an offer to get out of there, but only 2,500. They're going to be displaced. There's a whole bunch of them. They're going to be displaced, and so he had canceled one meeting with them. He's supposed to meet with them like in May 4th or something like that. He canceled that meeting. So then he snuck and did a meeting at Yancey's office with Marlene Hopkins. She was there too, and him with 20 of the residents from these apartments with their list of demands and what they're going through.
Okay, so wait a minute, Zoe. Okay. If I get this straight, you got a you've got a slum landlord who, by the way, are they the same ones that are operating this shelter next door to me?
Yeah,
Well,
because
I don't know. I gotta look, but it is a Patel. So I got.
Right.
That's what I said. I'm doing my research tonight, so I can do it tomorrow because they have until They have until Wednesday. They have to get up out of there.
So okay. So by the way, I'll send you an article from the Boston Globe about the Patels in Boston who are doing the same thing there because it's a family.
Yeah.
They own
an Indian family.
They own a bunch of hotels all across the country, including Best Western next door to me. So it's obviously filthy rich family, and they're doing the same thing in Boston by buying up these hotels and putting illegal immigrants in them in Boston. So, and they probably are doing the same thing in New York.
Yeah.
Obviously Chicago. So you're telling me the Patels own the slum building. How many people are we talking? Hundreds? How many people?
Yeah, hundreds.
Okay,
two
hundreds of, and we're talking about hundreds of.
Shore.
Are these American citizens, Black American
citizens?
Yeah,
Black American citizens.
So again, slumlord, Black American citizens, not illegals. Black American citizens in a slum landlord management building that is condemned, and now they're being evicted. It's been condemned. I'm sure it was in condemned condition long before now. And so he's going to pay them off with $2,500 each to go and find another place somewhere in Chicago, right? And is it Yancey and this woman?
Yeah, they snuck in there.
Trying to keep it hush hush.
Trying to keep it hush hush.
So you're exposing it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm exposing. I'm gonna do it tomorrow because this is like the fourth apartment building that I know of that they have been displaced since this man has been in office. On the South Side.
Not these same people.
Not the same people. But it's different, yeah. Like ever since this illegal immigration thing, because they get more money. Well, I don't even know if that's still the thing now because we ain't got no money. But that was moving these people out, displacing these people, and getting the illegals in. But this is this. So I need people to understand. CHA is not a part of the city government. They're their own people, and what these people are conspiring to do, it hasn't worked yet because we on their ass. I mean, when I say we, everybody, Chicago on Brandon ass when it comes to this illegal immigration thing, when it comes to exposing it and stuff like that. But the goal is to get these people these vouchers.
To give illegal immigrants vouchers.
Yeah, to get these, get these illegal, And so, what if you are a landlord and you can get money to fix up these buildings, and you can make them reasonable. Then you can do the reasonable accommodations that's meant for really seniors, disabled people. And they'll get up to like I think it's an extra $7,000 to make sure they have like bars in there for to make sure like they need to take a bath. If they need bars by their kitchen just so they won't fall, or they may need a bigger. You can get like an apartment that has 3 bedrooms because you may need 1 bedroom to have all of your medical equipment in there and stuff like that. So now they're going to finesse this stuff for these illegals because that is where that money is going to come from. Okay, so once all of these Black folks are displaced, evicted, Patel is going to fix up the thing and bring in illegal immigrants. Well, that's going to be they're not saying this, but that is it. That is the goal.
Okay.
The goal is that, and it's going to. The goal is that, but you got to start exposing it because this is not. This is the second. Like I said, this is the fourth. This is. I think honestly, this might be the going on the fifth. This is. I'm gonna get them all tomorrow, but this is the fifth apartment building that they have purposely not fixed up, but taking their money, and then usually they work with the sheriff company, right? And the sheriff company, the Cook County Sheriff Company, don't even do an illegal eviction. I mean, don't even do the eviction the right way. Sometimes they'll pay off the because that's what happened with the other apartment buildings. They paid off a corrupt Cook County sheriff, gave them the papers, told them they had to be out. Now these, a lot of them, they didn't know. We didn't get any letters, but you got to get out. You got to get out, and they don't know. Well, no, I'm not getting out. I'm not going nowhere. Like, I need to go. I need to go to court. They shouldn't, but that is how they're scaring these people. But that is what they've been doing for the longest, and they have been getting away with it. And then what happens is, Chicago Housing Authority will then come in and make it a CHA house, and a CHA housing or building, right? So now it's a CHA building, and now they got money. Now they got money from the city, from HUD. Got money from HUD. You got money from CHA because you're getting vouchers. And so they've been doing this for a long time. This is how they can get this money. They got homeboys and stuff that work for the city, work for CHA. It's just they've never been exposed because they are literally displacing us for these illegals.
So, also, have you, or do you plan to contact, like Hyde Park? Not Hyde Park. Isn't there a South Shore paper? I forgot the name of it.
Oh, Hyde Park Herald?
No, the South Shore something.
Weekly?
There's a South Shore. Yeah, there's a South Shore newspaper.
Oh, okay.
But hey, also maybe Hyde Park Herald too. But I was going to say Sun Times, but Sun Times probably, whatever. Whatever Sun Times agenda is, I don't know.
Yeah, they just, honestly, I got to do it.
I know you got to do it, but I'm saying I would think.
Once I do it, then all of a sudden, they know that all of a sudden they're quick to act.
Okay, good. But at least they're following.
So that's one thing. They always got at least 2 or 3 people. Right now we had 1,006 people watching, right? So we had 1,006 people watching. There's at least 5 people from the city watching this right now to figure out what they're gonna do next.
All right.
It's all right, baby. I appreciate
it's all
y'all.
Right.
I appreciate y'all.
It's really insidious because they know these buildings are terrible, but
right.
they will let Black people who are American citizens suffer and take their money because the rent didn't go down. I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure the rent didn't go down.
No.
So they're gonna take all their money every month, these decrepit buildings, until they're uninhabitable. Pay them off, displace them, fix up whatever, turn them to CHA, and all of a sudden, we're going to house illegal immigrants on the taxpayers' dollar now. That because we're paying for the vouchers.
You're paying for the vouchers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's honestly, CHA needs to be shut down. Like
that sounds like Doge. That's a Doge.
CHA need to be
put them
shut
at
down.
the top of the Doge.
Illinois need to be shut down. They are literally running a criminal ring, like with the help of aldermen, people like Walter Burnett. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that could be a class action suit right there, or Rico class action.
60,000 people that have been displaced through the CHA. There's no way in the world, man. It's a lawsuit.
That's a class action.
Yeah, it's a big class action lawsuit.
So any of you lawyers watching, there you go.
These lawyers lazy as hell. These lawyers, they didn't do it themselves, and they'll win because there's actually a lawsuit It's Gratu. I think it's Gratu versus the city of Chicago, or no, versus Chicago Housing Authority. Now this lawsuit is a lawsuit that everybody can always go off of if you live in housing, if you live in public housing, and you will guarantee to win. It's on their website. You have no choice. But CHA, I mean, it's Gratu, whatever, versus Chicago Housing Authority. So people need to read that lawsuit. And they do that was in 1960 something when they did that lawsuit. It's still happening now.
Is Yancey facilitating this eviction?
I don't know. You know, that's I gotta look at more of that. I gotta look at more of it. I just know that they had the meeting. They had the meeting.
It sounds like
at his place.
It sounds like he was looking the other way and letting these black folks pay all this money for rat-infested terrible housing.
Yeah, because he had it on it too. You know,
he got the nerve to be leading this just cause for eviction ordinance. He's leading that. And now he's doing this for black folks in South Shore? That doesn't sound like a just cause for eviction.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's that other ordinance too. Not to bring home Chicago, but it's another one too that I gotta get to when I talk about tomorrow, because it's all of the same racket. Like you gotta vote these people out. Like you have. It's no more blue. Like the Democrats, they're not gonna help you. They thrive off of home. Like the more homeless people, the more people they displace, the more money they get. The more they displace human beings out here on this street. They do not care what you got going on. They want it, the worse the better, the more money they get. They don't want a solution. They don't want to help homeless. They don't want to prevent homelessness. That is their MO. That is how they move. That is how they get their money. That is their bag. That's a Democratic bag. They don't care about change. They're going to steal property. They're going to steal land. They don't care about you getting evicted. They don't care.
Unless you're an illegal immigrant.
Unless you're illegal right now, because that's where the money at.
Yep. And it's been that way since 2011 when they hatched the plan.
Bing, 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 bing.
Right? It's part of a national agenda. And I'm going to say it over and over. These people are not even Democrats. They are anarchists and they are globalists. They are anti-American. And you better believe if you're voting for a Democrat, you're voting against your own best interests.
Your own.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. You're voting against your own best interests.
Your own best interests. So I'm gonna talk about him tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock?
5 o'clock, because it needs to be done. He's crazy. He's crazy. Yancey crazy. But our mayor, that nigga dangerous. That's a dangerous man. It's a dangerous man who got into that position. And yeah, he got to get up out of there. He got to get up out of there. And that's what I tell people. I tell white people all the time. If they are doing this to us aggressively now, because they've been doing it, but now it's getting real aggressive. Like it's getting fuck it. Like you getting the fuck up out of there. Yeah. They're coming to y'all next.
Yeah.
They're coming to y'all next.
And it's so ironic because at the national level, it's like, stop the oligarchy, when actually they're creating an oligarchy. An oligarchy are like these elite.
It's like they're so mad that their hand is shown. They're like, now they're doubling down on this hand. Like, okay, yeah, all right, you found out. Okay, it's right. No conspiracy theories. Yes, we're fucked up. Yes, the Democrats are fucked up. But we're gonna double down on the fucked up part. No, it's nowhere near as fucked up as Donald Trump. It's like, what? Nigga, y'all are absolutely the demons. Nigga, you are supremacy. Like y'all sit here and talk about white supremacy, let's get into the Democrat supremacy.
Yes.
The Democratic supremacy is like no other.
That's right. It's about their power and your powerlessness and your poverty.
Yeah.
Their power and your poverty. That's their MO.
Their power and your poverty. And you sit here and talk about he only cares about the billionaires. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. This man literally made a very good chance for peace in the Middle East by bombing these 3 nuclear plants in Iran. I didn't see Obama doing that. I didn't see Biden doing that. I didn't see Clinton doing that, Carter doing that, or, I'll go further back. They talked about it, but they didn't do nothing.
But no, they never have. So no, I'm very happy. Like I went out with my friends yesterday. I did that many likes on my video, on my picture, but I said I don't take threats like Trump. Shoot first, ask questions later. Yeah, I'm not playing with y'all. I can keep saying death to America, death to America, not death to your ass. Shit. The fuck? And property taxes is killing us over here. Like,
oh my
gosh. What's going on over there?
Do they really?
He's trying to figure it out right here. He's trying to tax niggas. He's doing all types of stuff. I'm about to go see how much if we were getting if terrorists was happening. I mean, if Iran was taxing us with some shit. That's what they probably mad at. We probably was paying them for something.
Right.
Didn't know about it. He probably took that shit away. I gotta go look at that. See, that's where my fight is. My fight is the economic fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how much like if I really was like into this stuff, like I should have been an accountant. You know, I should have went to school to be a lawyer and an accountant.
Well, we probably have junk bond status at this point in Chicago. I mean, our bond is
Thank you for that.
Who is that?
The Sims, pretty teeth.
Yeah, I mean, our junk bond, our status right now is probably a junk bond for Chicago. And draw the line, Democratic control, junk bond status.
Junk bond status. Like
is that what you want?
We so bankrupt, Miss Linda, it's embarrassing. But
they give themselves a raise. These Democrats, they give themselves a raise. How do you do that and sleep at night? How do you do that and sleep at night?
Because these niggas have no souls.
I mean, but I'm trying to talk to the voter. How do you put your trust in people who can sleep at night when your city, they have bankrupt, but they give themselves a raise? How can you vote for these people?
How? No, real talk. I don't. They
are stealing from you, your children, and your grandchildren. And you're going to keep giving them your vote and your money? They're evicting black folk and don't care. Black mayor, black alderman, evicting black folk and don't care. The Yancey is black.
Yeah.
Okay. In case you didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, y'all. This honestly is just time to take back what's ours. Because we got too comfortable. We got too comfortable. I hate to hear when people say to me, "Well, Zoe, it's designed this way." Nah, man, this shit ain't designed this way. Like if I had about 1,000 more me, 1,000 more Miss Linda, 1,000 more Miss Doris, 1,000 more Danielle, 1,000 more Miss Jessica, 1,000 more George Blakemore, 1,000 more Michael Young Bay. I promise you, we would have got everything that we needed right then and there if we all would have stood up, the thousands of us when this first came down. Like that shelter, that shelter would have been. They wouldn't have even tried it. If we would have came down there, the whole chambers is full. The third floor is full. We got all of City Hall full of people. We got blacks outside. Bobby got people outside. Nah. I guarantee you they wouldn't have even played us. They would have said, hey, they would start going home because they wasn't going to Little Village. They wasn't going to Pilsen because the Venezuelans and the Mexicans do not get along. And it would have been so much violence between them that the media would not have, they could not afford to not talk on it, to not speak on it, because it would have been so bad. I mean, it would have been honestly like executions every day.
And what I want to say too is that I think to give our Chicago Flips Red more, or at least I should say the Hyde Park chapter of Chicago Flips Red, we also have to fight what's going on in Woodlawn. And we also have to fight, we also have to fight all these other places on the South Side where illegal immigrants are being given things and Black folks are suffering for it, right? Like we should be fighting in South Shore. I'm from South Shore. I grew up in South Shore. So I'll throw down with the folks who are getting evicted, and I'll be with you fighting, and to expose this is, evil stuff. This is totally evil stuff.
Right.
And getting the word out because, what was I going to say? Oh, when you said, it's by design, it's by design. Well, if it's by design, it can be undesigned. Okay. If the right people are in power, we can undesign it.
Right.
Okay? And we can create a design that works for us and not going to work against us. So let's get that straight. The other thing is, all these, millions of illegal immigrants came across the border, and for 4 years we were told, oh, it takes, Congress got to do this, and there's all to get this under control. It's a broken system. And I'm sorry, we get Donald Trump in, and by June it's down to zero.
Right.
In 5 months it's down to zero.
In 5 months it's down to zero.
Come on, y'all. Oh, it's so complicated. And that's the same thing. We have to learn that lesson and bring it to Illinois and Chicago. We can turn these things around. It just takes, good people with the right plan, with the right policies, and we can turn it around and start making our streets safer and start making our policies more, our city more solvent, fiscally, financially healthy again.
Right.
And our schools can be not so overcrowded, and our teachers can serve the students again.
Yeah.
I got a heart for teaching because I'm a teacher. I teach adults, but I have a certificate in teaching and I'm getting my doctorate in higher education. So education is very important to me, and I get very pissed at teachers who put their own agenda above the student's agenda. That's what I get pissed about, because I am paying. If you're a public school teacher, I, the voter, I, the taxpayer, am paying your salary and your pension and your benefits and your vacation, and you got the nerve to look the other way when all of these illegal folks are coming into your classrooms and you're not saying nothing? You're not saying nothing. You think it's okay. You think these students aren't going to, their education's not going to be harmed?
Right.
You're a teacher.
No, you're right.
You're a teacher. I'm sorry. I don't have no patience for that. And so I have no patience for that.
But yeah, I gave my family to die. But okay, we did good. We gotta do this again. We gotta do this again. Do. Anytime you want to, anytime you got anything too, we got you. We'll make sure you got the platform to do it. We appreciate you for the Hyde Park chapter, and we got some people in Woodlawn too. We just got, like I said, after this, we're gonna get on the phone. Well, not tonight, but we're gonna get on the phone tomorrow with Mama Doris. We're gonna pick a day and we're gonna start there, because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, we got to register people and we got to get our platform together. And once we do that, that's it. That's all we need. That's all we need.
I love you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Zoe.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.